Okay, we're gonna try that again. I can see my mic lighting up now, so I should be audible. I hope you guys can fucking hear me. If not, I'm just gonna sit here and talk to nothing. Good? Hell yeah. Okay, let's fucking go. Switch my chat so I can see the multi-stream. Apparently that's not supported. Like, Kick chat is not supported in the multi-stream chat. That's really interesting. Either way, we'll deal with that. This guy. Eat my fucking ass, big dog. All right. Anyways, welcome back. So I recently started multi-streaming. I'm streaming on Kick as well. Twitch. Fun fact, I actually just got banned from streaming on TikTok. I don't even know how that happened. But when I went to go live, it threw an error that was just like, your account is not authorized to go live on TikTok. So I wonder if I said something too mean. Too mean for TikTok is crazy because they let pedophiles and scalpers on there. So me telling a pedophile that I hope he dies probably shouldn't have gotten me kicked off. Anywho, as I was saying, I'm going to take a slight deviation from my typical content tonight. I'm not going to go through my my predator catches. Those will still be tomorrow. Don't worry. We're going to be doing that tomorrow. But tonight, I'm just going to do some YouTuber slop content. And don't worry, I have predator catches already queued up for tomorrow. All right, the board is ready. But tonight, I'm going through a bit of the idubbbz situation. How he rose to fame, how he fell from fame, that whole nine. So I'm going to be doing a bit of a deep dive into the drama. It's something near and dear to me. idubbbz previously was one of my favorite creators. So, yeah, this definitely sits with me, and I'd like to see how it goes. That said, Cameron F305, the guy who made Content Cop idubbbz, Anissa and idubbbz are scumbags? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think idubbbz always was. I think he had a slow roll to the dark side. And that's kind of what I want to get into, is because it does hit with me that it's kind of fucking sad, right? I mean, I remember back in 2016, 2017 watching idubbbz, and like, I won't say I was enamored, right? But I will say that, like, it was edgy, cool shit, and he had some decent takes on how people were like hypocritical scumbags. And I liked that, because I like oppositional shit like that. So, yeah, it depresses me. I've only seen clips of the idubbbz Content Cop that Cameron F305 did, and he did a follow-up as well, a Content Deputy, so I'm excited to see how that goes. So let's just jump into that.
Our silence means something. It means that...
Right, let's not forget that idubbbz at the ripe age of like 31 finally developed empathy for other people. Let's let that exist.
We would like to pause this relationship. Stop it, I'm powerless. No, you have a ton of power. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich. I don't think...
Epic rap battles of history, 2025 idubbbz versus 2016 idubbbz.
Anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate whatsoever on my end. I was morally grandstanding and acting as if I'm any better than any of these people that I was making content videos on. And
what we do here is go back.
Yes! Yes, he's playing the song. All right, let's go.
Back.
Already, it's so nostalgic. The song, the cop outfit, the whole thing. It just feels good. I feel like he's going to put a lot of heart into this video.
Hey there, folks. I'm your local content cop. I make sure.
He's got the background. He did the whole thing. He's got the background, the lights, the fucking shitty acoustic paneling, everything. Okay, all right, I'm in.
Everyone's content is up to par, and if it's not, I will bring them to justice. We've all made content that we're not very proud of. You know, maybe you made
I do it every
for
day.
a very controversial project that you might regret, or maybe you went on stream and shouted that America deserved a terrorist attack. I'll spare you any further examples. But on today's episode of Content Cop, our theme is...
I feel like there's going to be a good amount of anti-Hassan stuff in this video as well, which I'm kind of for.
friendship. Today we're going to be talking about a former great on YouTube that has turned into one of the biggest disingenuous, hypocritical, spineless pussies that I've ever seen on this website. That's right, we're going to be talking about Anissa Jamha's husband.
Oh. No, that was just me being stupid. My audio was toggled to mute. Whenever I go to take a bite of my food, I mute myself so you guys don't have to hear me chewing. Because it's like one of those sounds I really don't like. I was going to say, you're like my first Kick follower. You might be my first or second. But the revenue split, I don't know how closely you guys follow this stuff. The revenue split on Kick is significantly better than it is on Twitch. I think it's like 95-5. Like I get 95% of the revenue versus Twitch where I think I get 40%. So I'm going to see if I can feel that out. I mean, I make like what, $50 a month from Twitch. So if I could increase that in any way, it would feel good. One of my buddies just sent me a picture. Dude, are you out fishing right now? At TTWAM1313, are you out fishing right now with my stream pulled up? That's so funny. I might watch on Kick soon because Twitch latency is bad on your end, no matter what device. Yeah, I've heard really negative things. I don't use Twitch a ton for watching streams. I mostly do that through YouTube. I'll watch VODs and stuff. So I definitely plan on making, like, if I had to like structure it as to what platforms I like want to prioritize, like I think it's going to be like YouTube, Kick, Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, all those peripheral ones, you know. Let me jump back into this. I really admire this guy's kind of build up. He's using a lot of similar sounds to the OG Content Cops, and it just feels good.
idubbbz,
I bet we're gonna have some nostalgic clips in here.
otherwise known as Ian. Some people call me Ian. I'm gonna be calling him Ian. Oh, come on, Cameroon. You're just mad that idubbbz doesn't say the naughty slurs anymore. He's very mature now. I think you need to grow up. That actually has nothing to do with it. I honestly could not care less what kind of words he uses in his videos. Also, that maturity narrative is complete bullshit. He does damn near everything that he apologized for to this day. Most importantly, we're going to be talking about how dog shit his content is now, but before I get ahead of myself, let me fill you in on why we're here and who we're going to be talking about.
So, I mean, yeah, what it really comes down to is he decided to have like a change of heart about who he is and the content that he posts. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What it comes down to is if this is the spectrum and he's on this end of the spectrum and he wants to be more like here, like average, kind of like everyone else, he did like such a crazy correction of character where he like did this completely. Like he immediately went to the far other end of the spectrum rather than just like adjusting himself to where he wanted to be. Like I feel like his apology tour is, I mean, he's like flagellating himself on the back, talking about how he should be ashamed of who he was, when you shouldn't be ashamed of who you were. You should say that it struck you that you want to be better. Like, right, you shouldn't, nobody's going to give you sympathy for beating your dick into the dirt over the fact that you used to say racial slurs and make a ton of money off of it, right? Nobody is going to be like, oh, the guy who made a bunch of YouTube money saying the N-word is finally feeling bad about it. They just want to see you do fucking better. Everybody just wants to see you do better and to stop bitching about it. So, like, you could have just kept doing what you were doing, making the same fucking content, but not said slurs, and you'd be doing great, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I fucking digress.
If you're very keenly aware of this situation and you just want to get on to the video, here's a timestamp, or you can use the chapter feature on YouTube. Otherwise, let's get into it.
All right, let's fucking go.
Welcome to the Filthy Frank Show.
idubbbz gained popularity with his collaborations with Filthy Frank & Co., as well as his edgy and offensive humor seen in Kickstarter Crap, Bad Unboxing, and Content Cop. Despite being really funny at the time,
The Leafy Content Cop was one of the funniest videos I had ever seen. The no chin thing, and how he, like, called him out for being a bully to so many people. I don't know if you guys saw it. Leafy recently got unbanned from Twitter. I don't know if he got banned again. I think he might have, because he came back and immediately tweeted a slur and started saying fucked up shit to people again. So I might follow up on Leafy later, but for right now, I hope we get some context on this, because his content cops were legendary. Like, if one dropped, it was like an internet game changer.
offensive vocabulary would likely not fly on YouTube today.
Oh, it's a single piece of paper that says
Nice friendship.
Now let's bring in one of his close friends for over 8.5 years, Ethan and Gila Klein of H3H3 Productions. Their videos together marked some of the most iconic collaborations during that era of YouTube. As times changed, so did the creators. Filthy Frank went on to become Joji, Max Mofo and Anything for Views would start their channel, Cold Ones. H3H3 would focus on their podcast, which didn't go without its own controversies over the years, which left idubbbz to move on and try different types of content.
So now he's just essay? So that's the thing, right? Is he used to be this edgy fuck. He made a bunch of edgy content, and it was like relatively good. Like, it was well produced, the scripting was nice, the pacing was good. And now I mean, the big joke on the internet is that he's a cuck, and I don't know necessarily if I agree with that. You'll see what happened, right?
Content like documentaries on enigmatic figures of the internet. As Ian moved away from his old content,
he started making videos on fucking squirrels, and I hated it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
run into a few of his own controversies, which we will be dabbling into today. But what I really want to nail in here is throughout all of that, H3 always stood by Ian, even at the expense of his PR. After his documentary with Sam Hyde, Ian's content would really start to lose his soul, which we'll get into later, but let's fast forward a bit. Enter Hassan Piker.
We think the America deserves.
Hassan Piker has been to Diddy parties and routinely calls for the deaths of Americans.
Bloodthirsty, violent pig dog.
A hype beast, polarizing socialist streamer, and former co-host of Leftovers, a show on the H3 podcast. Hassan and Ian were very friendly. Everything was fine until Leftovers, a show on the H3 podcast. Hassan.
Ian and his wife, this is idubbbz, and this is his wife Anissa. They both got like a bunch of really shitty tattoos that just kind of look like you walked into a tattoo parlor and said, I want tattoos. And it just doesn't sit with me, right? I hope they're meaningful. I really hope they are. But from a glance, it looks like you, I don't know, like you look like you belong in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
and Ian were very friendly. Everything was fine until the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel, which led to a falling out between Ethan and Hassan. More on that later. After a long back and forth, this rift peaked with Ethan's return to H3H3 Productions releasing content nuke Hassan Piker. While Ethan's fans praised it, Hassan's fans and orbiters like Denims and Frogan did not, which drew the attention of Psychopath, Bad, and Bonato. Trust me, more on him later. Since then, Ethan has been harassed by multiple snark subreddits, had CPS called on his kids, and even had 2 human skulls sent to his house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, people mailed him skulls.
Meanwhile, Ian's former editor Froggy Tonic, whom Anissa, Ian's wife, was still publicly engaging with on Twitter, started posting tweets harshly attacking Ethan and Hilo with misinformation. When Ethan asked for Ian's support, he chose to stay out of it, until he didn't by choosing to release a dogshit video titled Content Cop H3. With all that out of the way, let's continue. Ian, that one was for you. I hope burping is still funny. To start, let's look at Ian's video, I Miss the Old idubbbz, and see what his principles are now that he's above his old edgy content.
I have made some cruel, hurtful content.
Yep.
The content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people for very lackluster reasons.
But they weren't always lackluster. Like, your content cop on Keemstar, your content cop on Leafy, your content cop on Rice Gum, like, those were all pretty solid. Those were all pretty solid about people who were being really shitty, and they fucking changed.
Morally grandstanding and acting as if I am any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on, and I'm not. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
Okay, so content cop videos were apparently bad. Ian doesn't think it's okay to morally grandstand and thinks that content cop videos are hurtful and cruel.
Someone disappeared, huh?
No, it's just his chin disappeared.
Oh.
Right. It was funny. The Please Help Me shirt, for the record, the Please Help Me shirt is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I love that shirt.
So instead of changing your content cop format to not morally grandstand or whatever, you do the same thing, but instead of the use of slurs, you just make a hit piece on your friend of nearly 9 years. Then you include people like Denims, who have promoted malicious misinformation that has directly led to in real life harassment of Ethan's kids. So are you pro-harassment or are you anti-harassment?
I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way.
I would make, a couple videos, the content cop and the content deputy, and then I would say, okay, I'm done. For me, it was done. It was not done for the people who watched my videos. It was not done for the person who was being harassed. I didn't plan on making a content cop on H3.
I don't know, maybe you just lack empathy?
I have always thought that I was an empathetic person. I think only in these past couple of years have I gained the ability empathy. It sounds really pathetic to say at the age of 32 I've acquired empathy.
No, Ian.
But you haven't. You've always had empathy. What you are talking about here is that you've had a change in perspective, and that's fine. You're allowed to have a change in perspective. You're allowed to grow as a person. Just understand that you went from one extreme to another. You didn't improve. You went from here to here. You didn't go up,
It is pathetic.
My empathy meter's only maybe like a quarter of the way filled up. But
yeah, what a perfect excuse. You haven't filled your empathy meter.
Bro, it's the fucking Lilo and Stitch, where she draws the outline of Stitch and then starts filling it in with red crayon with how evil he is. Like, his empathy meter just needs to get, colored in.
Enough. I'm sorry I folked you over, sir, but alas, my empathy meter is only 3/4 the way full. Ian, you were 27 while making those videos, but you're telling me all of a sudden over 5 years you just, boom, gained empathy? I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that you would not have been able to make that content in the post-2020 adpocalypse era of YouTube, given the fact that you were teasing a new content cop before that. But no.
Fair.
It's because you decided to start.
I hadn't even considered that. I hadn't considered that the adpocalypse might have had something to do with it, where his content would have been super demonetized. And I wonder if the change of character was partially inspired by that, because I know that they you'd need to make some money, you know. Huh. I hadn't considered that perspective.
Caring and feeling empathy. Where was all of this so-called empathy in the H3 content cop? You never mentioned CPS in your video, and your veiled attempt at empathy was only sprung by the YouTube apology ratings guy not changing his rating for Ethan's apology video.
But I asked him if I hadn't responded the way that I had, how would the video have ended differently? And he said, oh, absolutely.
This doesn't make you look good or caring in any way. It makes you look manipulative.
I was morally grandstanding and acting as if I am any better than any of these people.
That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich.
Ian, you are a massive hypocrite.
And you know what else is massive?
We're going to take a pause from the H3 drama for a moment and take a look at Ian's changed content. It's fucking dog shit. Unlike Ian, I'm actually going to try to provide some context here. idubbbz would crack well over 1 million views for every video he uploaded since mid-2015.
I looked at this. I looked at this right after his Content Cop upload, because what got me was it had been a minute since he had why am I looking in here like he linked the idubbbz channel? Of course he didn't link idubbbz. I was trying to see, right, when was the last time that he broke 1 million, right? So let me go to his channel. Let's see what's up. So check it out. Content Cop on H3. 7.2 million views in a month. That's crazy. That is a crazy amount of money to have made. You know, in that same month, Content Deputy on H3, 2 million. Why the fall off? Because this video was dog shit. It wasn't like the original at all. It wasn't funny. It wasn't fun. You didn't make very many good points. So, pickle, 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 goose. You know, he's making, I mean, this one almost broke 1 million. A few hundred thousand, but he hasn't had a straight milli in over a year. Yeah, since the Creator Clash 2 video, 2 years ago, he hasn't broken a milli. I can just sort by popular. Yeah, Full Force was massive. A lot of bad unboxings. I fucking loved bad unboxing. I thought they were so good. I really, really did. The legit food reviews were fucking fantastic, where he's just eating goddamn pickles in the sewer. He fucking... I just hit clip by accident. Great, I got a clip. Hell yeah, let's go. He's fucking eating pickles in the sewer. Bad unboxing fan mail. You know, I think he took down all the original Content Cops. I'd be interested to see like how they're doing metrics wise. But as you can see, he's had a good number of videos break 1 million, and none of them really have been since he gained empathy. And I gained empathy. What are these links? What is maximum damage? Oh, it's their shitty little podcast. And I hate to say that because that's going to be really funny. I hate to say that because I liked his content a lot, but their podcast, I have watched some of it, sucks.
15. This was until 2022 after things began to dwindle for him, as his videos went from well thought out comedy videos or goofy bad unboxing videos to ranking playground equipment. To put it simply, this content is boring and genuinely unfunny.
You can get pretty dangerous with swing sets, especially if you're doing it side by side with another person.
And this isn't because he's not doing commentary videos anymore. Whenever he does, those suck as well.
My studded leather sash gives me 8 strength and 8 agility, which, no. Let's do that over again. Why did I say agility? 8 strength and 8 stamina.
It's very
What?
evident that Ian has lost a sense of humor. Maybe this is a side effect of gaining a quarter bar of that empathy meter, but it feels like he's lost any sense of irony. In this video, he basically makes a pseudo content cop on carton arcs. It was very poorly received. It's just very apparent that Ian just doesn't get it.
Yes, it's very easy to call these people unhinged. Another word you can use is disabled. Their brain isn't working like yours or mine. For some people, they feel like they have to answer the door.
Yeah, but I mean, it's funny. It is funny to go up to people in parking lots and give them shit over not putting their cart away. It is funny. It's funny content. Cart narcs is funny.
What the fuck?
The dude who goes around and he'll put like a magnet on the back of your car that says you're a lazy bones because you didn't put your cart away. That's funny shit. It's just funny.
Yes, Ian, responding to someone in public who's talking to you makes you disabled. Ah, you're a retard. You're fucking retarded. You're disabled. Because you respond to someone in public, you're fucking disabled.
Yo, is this?
Wait, are we dropping... Is the word retard back in 2025? Is that a thing?
This person fucking retarded?
Yes.
Before you say that people stopped watching because disabled.
Yeah.
A slight thing. Hold
Yo,
on.
is this person fucking retarded?
Yeah.
Dude, the fucking... The Leafy is here custom shirt of Leafy drinking bleach is so goddamn funny.
Yes.
Before you say that people stopped watching because he stopped doing all the series that he was known for, he tried returning to bad unboxing, but it just felt soulless.
Good craftsmanship. Oh, I like that. I feel like a little pupil. Oh, it's big girl panties. You think I'm gonna wear this? I'm not a large. I'm a medium, homesprung.
Like, he didn't allow people to send in fan mail, probably because he was scared of his own audience.
I've learned a lot since
As
the
you
last
should be.
bad unboxing. Number one, do not trust strangers to send you packages.
Like, nobody cares about the packages that your wife ordered from your Discord on Amazon. They want to see the whimsical shit that your audience sends you to get a reaction out of you.
I'm Jewish.
The only good piece of content around this era was his collaboration with Max and Chad, not only because it was nostalgic, but because Max and Chad are genuinely funny.
Create a clash. Punching, boxing, fighting. Money. Money?
I saw this video. I did see this video, and it was good. And it was cool to see them hanging out. It really was. I loved every single collab of the, I think they were calling it the Cancer Crew. Back when it was like, you know, Max, Chad, Frank, Ian, to an extent, How to Basic. I loved those videos. I really did. Hair Cake? You know, the one where they're trying to be like the esteemed gentleman, and they're trying to be gentlemen and take Max Mofo out on a date in the backyard. So good. But Ian missed Max's wedding. Like, and I don't think it was for a good reason.
Sponsorship.
Okay.
Manscaped.
Yeah.
Charity. I was just kidding.
Max and Chad haven't aged one day. Meanwhile, Ian just looked like he got out of rehab for meth. Most underwhelming reunion I've ever seen. If this was Ian from 7 years ago, this would have been a lot less dry. I feel like he's constantly trying to be on his best behavior for the mob. It's very clear the juxtaposition between Max and Chad versus Ian. Ian looks depressed. Damn near soulless. And as a former fan of idubbbz, it was hard to come to terms with the fact that Ian just isn't funny anymore, which sucks.
Alpha Bravo Niner, this is Flaming Pegasus. We're out here looking for Deputy Washburn. He's been missing for a while. Two placed.
Pegasus, I don't give a shit. Over.
It's the good old type of antics. It just is.
Before we get onto our video's focal point, I feel it's important to give a bit of context on some people that are pertinent to the situation with H3. First up, we have Sean Damn it, I said people who are pertinent to the situation.
Solve all of our problems, we would have socialism at this point. If someone just went out of their way and
So first up, we have Frogan.
I will never have any fucking pity for any
my
fucking soldiers.
God,
If
Frogan.
U.S. military, boo fucking who. I hope you get PT.
Yeah, so Frogan Frogan is part of this fucking group, right? And I say that loosely. She's like the kid who wants to be the part of the group, you know? So she is... I'm sure he's gonna say it. Anyways, she does not like America, and she does not like Jewish people.
PTSD.
The next day.
You're joining them. You're, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD.
Right, so she made this video, the first video, where she talked about how she hopes that all American soldiers get PTSD. And then she got flamed for it, because obviously, like, you probably shouldn't be saying that shit about veterans and active military. And then she made a video reacting to her own video, where she doubled down, and she's about to go, based? Based? Check it out.
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, based? Based?
A Hassan Orbiter, Twitch streamer.
Fucking bitch.
And moderator for Hassan Piker. Other than her close association to Hassan and just being extremely unlikable, Frogan is notable for being kind of the first domino to this situation. Oh yeah, also she was twice nominated for Rising Star of the Year at the Streamer Awards. On October 7th, after Hamas's attack on an Israeli music festival, Frogan tweeted this.
Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as one happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong.
After this quite insensitive tweet, Ethan Klein quietly unfollowed her on Twitter, which caused Frogan to have a giant meltdown. She started tweeting a bunch of shit and crashing out on Discord, and went on stream and started throwing shots at Ethan Klein.
If you are
shit.
That feel when one of your favorite content creators unfollows you for being pro-Palestine.
And crashing out on Discord.
Ethan probably has this damn Arab support. Was probably like, this damn Arab supports Hamas. Ethan, I'll support the IDF. Refollow me. Why am I sad? Ethan Klein unfollowed me. LMAO.
Discord and went on stream and started throwing shots at Ethan Klein.
If you are so fucking close-minded that you can imagine that the suffering of an Israeli person is valid, then you're lost. And the same goes for Israelis. And again, I say this to them blue in the fucking face.
Bro.
It's not wrong to think that a terrorist attack against an innocent group of people is gross, especially while acknowledging the many problems with the Israeli government.
Right, yeah, so in the corner he says the controversial take is believing that anybody innocent being killed is bad. You know, innocent Palestinians being killed is bad. Innocent Israelis being killed is bad. Innocent people dying is fucking bad. It's not big brain to have that type of common sense. Innocent people shouldn't be dying anywhere.
This would just cause a shit-slinging match between Ethan and Frogan, and before we go further, we need to introduce our next character. Enter Denims! She is a much more popular Hassan waiting room, and for whatever reason gets a lot more attention than Frogan, which I'm sure has everything to do with her riveting, groundbreaking commentary.
Even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past, like, 15. You have maybe 1 or 2 memories. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
A group including Denims and Frogan hosted a panel at TwitchCon where they created a racial tier list. At the top you had Arab, and at the bottom you had Love Sabra. And if you know what Sabra actually means, not the hummus, then you'll understand why it comes off as racist. I wonder who appeared in that tier list.
This person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah,
it has to be.
That's easy. That's
now let me introduce.
Yeah, everybody have a good fucking laugh at that. And they're acting like it wasn't a racial tier list, but it was. It was, you know, Arab to Jewish.
Just the top of this little pyramid scheme we got going on here, Hassan Piker. If you'd like a more in-depth history on Hassan, I'd recommend watching this video by June the King. It goes way more in-depth into Hassan than I'm willing to go into today, and the link will be in the description. To briefly summarize Hassan's content, he's an extreme leftist political streamer with breathtaking boots-on-the-ground coverage.
We did it successfully. We stopped Vladimir Putin from invading Ukraine. Or maybe that was never gonna fucking happen! Like I said, it was never gonna fucking happen! happen. They'll be like, tomorrow, there's a war tomorrow. There's
a war tomorrow, there's a war tomorrow, there's a war tomorrow.
And the tomorrow never comes. And when there's no war tomorrow, they're like, you're lying. You're fucking lying. Dude, it's going to happen.
He's also grade A at taking criticism.
I believe you've done a couple videos about how dog shit I am, I think.
Did you watch the videos?
No, of course not. I have a policy of not really watching videos such as that one, specifically because it will frustrate me.
I've gotten no.
I love you too.
Like it's not. It's as a matter of fact, I seek it out now.
You want to debate about a video you didn't even watch?
Right. So a big thing with Hassan is he doesn't really take criticism from what I've seen. Like right here, you've made videos where you think I suck. Have you watched them? No. I don't watch videos like that.
Why? Yeah, of course.
And he also has this quirk of blaming everything or assuming everyone who disagrees with him has ties to the disgraced political streamer Destiny.
It's 100% like fucking rabid Destiny fans, dude.
It's quite the strange deflection considering he fits that category.
idubbbz makes me remember the song Self-Esteem by Offspring. Why is that? Oh, I actually don't even know if I can listen to that on stream. I've never seen this picture before. Pokemon, Hassan. Is that Destiny? No shot, that's Destiny. I don't know who these guys are.
Perfectly. He's also known for deflecting criticism by blaming the genocide in Gaza.
Go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking.
It's a song about a cuck. All right. I'll give the cuck song a listen off stream. I'll do it from the chair behind me though. I'll have it playing at this computer, but I'll listen to it from the chair behind me so that I can get the full experience.
Chirping at me.
But the main takeaway is Hassan is a socialist grifter and a walking example of a hypocrite down to his lifestyle.
And he is a lot of things. You can't say he's not. I was counting on a word to come to me there and none came up to me. He has a good hairline.
And actions. Our next character isn't necessarily a friend of idubbbz, as far as we know at least, but he is a central figure to this situation. Bad Empanada is a psychopath that nobody, including Hassan, likes.
I'm never gonna watch a Bad Empanada video on the stream. I'm just letting you guys know.
I've never heard of Bad Empanada. I've never heard of this guy.
No. You're out of your fucking mind, okay? You think I want him to write like 700 hours worth of new YouTube essays about how I have wronged him? I don't want that. I don't want that at all, okay? He would perhaps benefit tremendously if I did watch his YouTube videos on this channel, but I'm never gonna fucking do that. I have an official blockade on Bad Empanada videos on this broadcast while I'm live. That's number one. And number two, he's not just mean on Twitter. He is a psychopath. He is not just mean on Twitter. He is the most insane person on Twitter.
That is until Bad Empanada started going batshit crazy towards Ethan Klein. Then Hassan and his orbiters started peddling him constantly.
Oh, dude. Okay. Okay, critical support to Bad Empanada has gone up by wide margins now, okay? Oh, dude, Bad Empanada went from bad to good Empanada. Bad Empanada went from Bad Empanada to based Empanada.
To show a really easy example of why Bad Empanada is a psychopath, here's a clip of him playing a game looking to shoot and kill IDF secretaries. For those who don't know, Israeli-born citizens are required to do mandatory IDF military service, including Ethan's wife, Ela, who was a secretary.
I'd like to pay tribute to Ethan Klein and the new Twitch TOS that declares Zionism. Zion is the slur. I'd like to pay tribute to him by playing the first in Al-Aqsa video game where you kill Zionist soldiers as a Palestinian resistance fighter, which is the
Wait, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
fighter level. And is the Israeli army a bunch of Ethan Kleins? Like, they're all on a fucking Ozempic binge. They don't understand what's going on around them. They haven't noticed me.
How have I not seen this clip?
Where do they keep the secretaries? In here? I'm hunting for secretaries right now.
He's trying to... Holy shit, man. This is fucking crazy.
Secretary got...
Another example of this guy just being a fucking peach is when he used out-of-context clips to paint some narrative that Ethan and Gila's children were contracting giardia and other unknown diseases from eating dog shit and trying to paint Ethan and Gila as bad parents. Oh, and of course Denham's reacted to it and promoted the idea of CPS being called through her chat.
Covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids...
I can see that. I can see that he's really fucked, unhinged, crazy, evil shit. I have never heard of this guy before. And I don't know how. Because I have been kind of orbiting the... I've been orbiting the fucking idubbbz, Hassan, fucking Tectone, Asmongold area of drama for a minute now. And I have not heard of this guy. Even back when it was fucking Hassan and Destiny. I was watching a bunch of videos about that.
It's like crawl into the dog shit. I don't know what they do
Because
with
no
it.
one
I don't
cares
know if
about
they
him. All right, that's fair.
eat it, or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something.
And CPS did end up getting called, which Bad Empanada tried to take credit for. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to list everything else on screen that he's done. Just take a look if you're interested.
Fled Australia to Argentina due to criminal and civil cases held against him.
This final character is also a big part of the dominoes falling between idubbbz and Ethan. It's idubbbz's former editor, Froggy Tonic. Not to be confused with a fighter who was kicked off Creator Clash 2, Froggy.
We all know, even though he's Froggy Fresh, he was at one point Krispy Kreme.
Fresh. The reason this guy's relevant is because he kept tweeting heinous shit towards Ethan and Hila, as you can see on screen, all the while Ian and Anissa were openly and publicly interacting with him.
What the hell is this?
Is that her last name?
He's taken her last name.
He did do that.
Testing, Hassan's Piker. Testing, 1, 2, 3, pussy, testing. Hello everyone, Henry Handjob reporting live on the scene. As you can see behind me, we have the woods where it's believed disgraced former detective Ian Jamha is residing. We have some major breaking news that he has been identified as a suspect for content uniform malpractice, otherwise known as cum by professionals.
Wait, hold on, this is actually fucking funny. Hold on, I'm going back. Authorities are searching for Deputy Washburn, who was thought to be missing. Reports say that the now fired deputy has changed his last name to Joma and is on the run from content cops for engaging in content uniform malpractice, cum for short.
Members
Holy
of this
shit,
gang,
dude.
Socialist Griftorio, is known as Hassan Piker, and who can only be described as
Anonymous
Grimace from
witness,
McDonald's. Back to you, Margaret.
idubbbz is very spineless. Along with his hypocritical nature, idubbbz was too much of a pussy to piss off his new friends instead of defending his close friend of nearly 9 years who was being harassed. Harley Morenstein of Epic Mealtime recently did an interview where he talks about how he defended Ian and Anissa back during Creator Clash 2. It feels like these are the types of things that you normally do for friends. Of course, the friend I'm talking about is H3H3 Productions. Ethan and Elo were constantly defending idubbbz to a fault, I would even argue. You can argue it's fair to say that maybe they didn't want to get involved, and that's fine. But what's not fine is ignoring your friends after they ask you to denounce the egregious behavior of someone who at one point represented you and is currently being signal boosted by you. The clip I'm about to show you is from the episode Snark Called Child Protective Services on Us.
If you want to hang out with those people and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
In her chat,
yeah.
Which I'll show.
Friends with
Denims is actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service lie. Child Protective Service is even the worst thing. I mean, she's said worse things about you and me. I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that. The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody. And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Anissa, Ian's wife, never responded. And what's hilarious about this whole thing is when Frogan was
So from what I gather, they're kind of famous for that, like going radio silent with people. I saw a thing recently where it was, I think it was Ian's trainer from when he was learning how to box for Creator Clash, was not invited to like the after party of the event. And something, time goes on. They haven't talked in a little bit. The trainer and his wife reached back out to Ian and Anissa and are, yes. And are like, hey, we have this cause that's super near and dear to us. Is there any way you could help us with it? and they fucking were radio silent to them, didn't respond at all, like left them on red and shit. I hope they get to that in this, because that's fucked.
Crashing out on stream about Ethan unfollowing her, Anissa was in her chat comforting her, saying, "He'll realize what he's saying isn't the best in a week or so." The cowardice behavior continued until it became pretty clear that idubbbz probably agreed with what Froggy Tonic was saying, as he talked about it on his podcast.
Ethan's upset with, I think, some of our connections.
No, Ian, it's not your connections. It's people you openly call friends. More on this later, but what a cop-out way to phrase this.
We want to stay out of the drama as much as possible. We don't want to pile on.
That's the thing, right? Is it's all avoidant language, right? It's anything to make it so it's not directly anybody's fault. It's always just like, yeah, it's a situational thing that we're tangentially part of, even though it's choices they're actively making.
Oh, is that so?
I had a lot of friends when I did my apology that did not fuck with it in the slightest.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, it's more Pegasus. Okay, I've seen a couple of these videos. Yes. All right, I will keep that up. I will probably go through, I mean, this is long. I might throw this on, go through this, and then finish up the content cop. I'm just going to grab a sweatshirt real quick. But I have my headphone in, so I'll be able to hear the start of it.
Welcome back to the most diabolical series on the internet. In today's video, Ethan has just exposed a ton of info about Anissa and Anissa's husband. Basically, idubbbz's boxing trainer Mike says that Anissa was basically cheating on Ian by having a crush on one of Ian's boxing opponents. Apparently, she was also bragging about being a gold digger and a whole bunch of lore. Hassan has responded to the flag clip where he glazes yet another Alrighty, subscribe to achieve all of your dreams, and let's begin. Basically, Ethan was doing a call with idubbbz's former boxing coach, and idubbbz knew that he had some serious dirt on him, so he started panicking. idubbbz panic texted his former coach before he called into the Azreaaly Expo show today.
Yes, okay.
Hey Michael, not sure if this is clickbait or not, but saw your face on H3 podcast thumbnail. Let me know if it's real and if you want to talk. I'm hoping it's just some clickbait because I'd be happy to talk if you had some unresolved feelings about Anissa. Lamau, Anissa used idubbbz's phone to text him. Unresolved feelings. This guy snorts pure estrogen for sure. Alrighty, let's start with the clips. Mike, idubbbz's former coach, reveals that Ian and Anissa flew out a bunch of influencers and paid for an entire hotel for 300 plus of them, plus parties, during Creator Clash 2.
You know, the event where they lost a ton of money and didn't actually donate a single dollar to charity, even though it was a charity event.
And Anissa did, in fact, pay for Hassan and all of his compadres to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
They were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators. And flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors.
Yeah, they took 34% of the revenue for themselves, right? Because it doesn't matter that you get the fat tax write-off of doing a huge charity event. You have to also pay yourself, which I guess is the kind of shady business practice you do when you haven't had a video crack 1 million views in 2 years.
Of like some place, like a nice sweet place, but it wasn't extravagant at all. And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's insane.
They rented out the whole hotel for 300 creators. And when we asked them if Ian's dad was going to be there, because he was there for the first event, they said they couldn't afford to fly Ian's dad in. It was too expensive.
Dude. They couldn't afford to fly in Ethan's father to his massive charity event, but they could afford to fly in all of the fucking Hassan orbiters. That is insane.
Yeah. I know. Ian and Anissa brought out his whole crew from France.
His whole crew?
Charity event, by the way, guys. I just flew out an entire flipping concert of people to an event, you know? I used the money for kids with cancer for parties with my friends. I really wonder what happens if you...
Exactly. Why would I donate money to kids with cancer when I could go and have a party with the people I'm trying to convince I'm cool like?
would add up all the flight tickets and the hotels, how much money would actually go to charity? Because I feel like it would be a lot. And I was wondering, how does an event with big creators fail so hard? How do you lose $250,000? I mean, I could literally put a donation link in the description, raise $1, and it would be more effective than idubbbz and Anissa's entire event. That's
So something I do know is this guy, Cameron F305, as you can see, he did a donate to cancer research on his content cop of idubbbz, and it raised $6,600, which is more than they raised through Creator Clash 2, and also more than they raised when Ian, I think afterwards, did some kind of similar thing to this. This actually made more than the one that idubbbz did. Sorry, I'm choking up here. I'm just gonna click this real quick. He's selling wanted shirts for fucking Ian. Holy shit. Okay.
That's how incompetent it was. Also, idubbbz flew out everybody except his own dad. Bro has
That's
money for
fucked.
300 of
That's actually
Hassan's
fucked.
cronies, but not his own family. What's gonna be their excuse now? Ian and Anissa right now. Oh, this is a good one. I need to add it to my SpongeBob collection. Hassan over your own dad. Christ. Anyways, it continues. Apparently, the story involves Pokimane. Mike leaks that Anissa was adamant about having certain people at the event, like Pokimane.
Because she would always talk about a certain group of people. It was like somebody named Pokimane and all these other people. And she would always talk about how she wants like them to be there and she wants to be a part of their group.
Knowing that detail, it breaks my heart.
So you want to be friends with like Pokimane and like the mainstream big girl streamers, you know? So it's all a grab. It's all just a grab. It's a social thing for you. It's not actually to help kids with cancer. That was probably just for a tax write-off.
Heart that she had to settle for denims.
Yeah.
Doesn't want Ian to meet his own parents because she's scared of losing her grasp on him. Oh, okay. Like keep him isolated from what could be a support system, and that keeps him kind of entrenched in the behavior. I can see that. That's like a classic manipulator technique.
I don't really know these people, but yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the only people I really know in the YouTube world is you guys, because you guys were so nice to us. Like, we got more clout from being on your show than we ever did from working with Ian, because he would never show any of the work we did. He would never, and then everybody else, it drove me crazy. Like, AB would shout out his coach, Wale.
Wow, dude, idubbbz is such a greedy piece of trash, refusing to share even a smidgen of clout for somebody literally helping him out a ton. Bro, I just don't get this mindset. It really seems like they're the most...
They look like people who are uncomfortable to be around. Like, I don't know what happened. I mean, I have never seen... I was never aware of Anissa prior to all this drama. But I've been aware of Ian for a long-ass time, and I didn't... You could have asked me to predict, like, 50 futures for this guy, and I wouldn't have been able to predict this at all.
Selfish, narcissistic people ever.
Like, generic tattooed, mulleted cuck wasn't in my bingo card.
And I'm so glad that Mike has come out talking about this, because it really connects the dots about what kind of person idubbbz actually is. And of course they wanted Pokimane in, bro. She would fit right in there. Literally the most fake, pandering person ever. It was never about charity. It was always a ploy for Anissa to establish industry connections in the streamer world. She wanted to be part of the Poggers community so bad. It makes sense. She's a washed up streamer that's only known for being Ian's wife and being an influencing factor for a career's end. When you're 500k down 2 weeks before your event, if you're a broke boy to say so, we'll get to this part. Now Mike talks about why he got fired.
Because then we went back to the hotel, and then they were eating at Denny's, and they said, we need to have a meeting. So I have to go to Denny's. And they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid.
Bro got fired for reminding him of his dad. I mean, is anybody shocked that Ian has daddy issues, bro? Like, you would think Anissa has the daddy issues, right? And I'm sure she does. But Ian is so emasculated that it kind of makes sense. Also, again, just being fair, we're only hearing their side of the story here. Based on all the other information I know about idubbbz, I'm inclined to believe it. But of course, if they come out disputing any of the stuff, that's fair enough. But I highly doubt they actually will. In fact, if you remember idubbbz's response to taking 34%
profit share. So each fighter gets paid 20% of net profits, which there fucking were none apparently, and 34% of profit share goes straight to Ian and Anissa.
34% from charity was that he allocated it to himself so that he could personally later give it to charity, which literally makes negative sense. Mike reveals that Anissa talks shit about Ethan and Neela during Creator Clash 1, leaks story about Ian stinking up the room, also questions Anissa's commitment to her religion. Oh yeah, she's Muslim, guys.
He stunk up the gym so bad you had to move him away from people.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me just sit with that.
0.5 hotter, as if like his breath didn't stink all the time.
Does he shit himself? What is it?
Yeah.
Another question. I heard that Anissa was talking shit about me and us even before Creator Clash 1.
She had said that she didn't like associating with you guys for some reason, but then like you had been doing better or something, so they were happy to go on your show. But yeah, she definitely had mentioned like something about you and Hila, and like, or maybe it was just you, but somebody had done something that had offended her at one point. So she thought, yeah, so she felt like you guys weren't like good people or something. But then once you could do their show, but she loved AB and Lena. She always loved them because she would be like, they're Muslim and I'm Muslim.
Yeah,
and I was like, everything you do is haram. Like nothing you do is. I have Muslim fighters.
Yes.
They pray 5 times a day. They don't touch women. Like
besides their wife.
They're a couple of them are from Dagestan, right? And in Dagestan, you're not allowed to shake a woman's hand. Like, but they put their hand on. They're very respectful, right?
Anissa has the habit to talk smack on Ian. She says he has the runs and his breath smells like crap. That's really sad. And those are things that like can be fixed, at least for the most part, right? Like if you're incontinent, you can't do a ton about that, I don't think, but you can fix your breath smelling like shit, right? You get a deep cleaning, brush the back of your tongue, floss, and if that doesn't work, like see a fucking doctor, man. Like you don't have to live like that.
Ah yes, Anissa the devout Muslim literally goes against every practice ever. Literally made a video saying why I left Islam. Literally said that telling her dad she wasn't religious was the hardest thing she ever had to do. Literally makes an OnlyFans posting lewd pictures. She found out she's like 8% Arab because of some random online test and then she went with it, bro. You can't be serious. Also, didn't her husband tear up the holy book? Dude, you'd be like executed in some places for that shit. Mark my words, that woman.
If my wife, and I don't have one, you know, I do have a girlfriend. If my wife leaked embarrassing shit about me in front of a camera, I wouldn't have a wife anymore. Like I would end a relationship over that.
Woman is going to ruin his life, Sam Hyde. God, how bad does he smell? At first it sounded like he just had some body odor, but now.
Speaking, like a quick aside, the clip of Sam Hyde yelling about how he's going to kill Hassan Piker. I mean, I don't condone murder, you know, I know, crazy take. Ooh, yeah, the Leafy being back. I said I was going to watch that later. Fucking this clip is so fucking funny to me.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division?
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring?
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup and his dresses and use his skin as a coat like the ancient Irish did.
Well, that's your winner, Sam Hyde!
Bloody. You know that Hassan Piker?
The yell, just the yell of Hassan Piker is so funny to me.
It's like he's some kind of insane homeless person. Is it because he shits himself? I'm watching it right now. There's a brutal destruction of their fake social media characters and actually revealing their private true beings. I thought calling him a cuck was a joke, but I'm starting to think that he actually enjoys domination and humiliation by her. Anyways, now Harley joins in, and he has the same background as Keemstar. Mike alleges that Ian and Anissa were negative 500k weeks before Creator Clash 2. They would still spend money on the after-party award show.
To dress nicely for the gala, that there would be pictures and such.
We found out it was a red carpet event that they flew Getty Images in for. So they straight up flew Getty Images to take pictures for the event. When we asked them about it, and I said, hey, is there a gala? And they said, oh, you guys don't even worry about it. You don't have to go to that. And I said, what? This is what Anissa said. And I said, what? And I said, well, some of the sparring partners got invited. And she said, I don't know how they got on that list. They weren't supposed to be on the list. And in my mind,
the event wouldn't have happened without the people training you how to box. The event would not have happened without these guys. They deserve some part of the fucking payoff of it, right? Let them come to the fucking party. What are you doing?
I'm like, Ian had invited them. He sent them the email personally.
What
right?
a disgusting human being she seems to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, she didn't want any of us there. She only wanted like creators there or people that would, I guess, make her feel like she could get more clout.
Of course, you're only invited to the gala if you're on the approved Ian and Anissa list, right? You must either support terrorists or be a fake piece of shit. If you're actually a good person or someone trying to help, you're just not invited. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like you should have a ton of respect for, you know, your boxing coach, you know, someone taking the time to help you train. And, you know,
yeah, like he looks like he's really moving there. Like he looks like he's into it. He's having fun. I wonder if he even likes boxing. The funny part is that H3 was the major contributor to the event, and they took a crap on it. Oh, really? Did they contribute a lot to Creator Clash? I didn't know that. Shit.
You know, sort of.
That like adds an extra sting to them turning around and fucking spitting in their faces, actually.
Of risking their reputation for you publicly as well. I'm actually shocked. Like, I knew they were bad, but this is just lacking basic human decency.
So she told us we didn't have to come to the
Yeah, so it's like significantly more slimy, actually.
event. She doesn't know why we would want to be at the event. And I said, what's the event for?
Yeah.
And she said, and it's an award show. And I said, what are the awards for? And she said, they're awards for the boxing. And I said, why wouldn't his coach want to be there? Why wouldn't his team want to be there? I was like, that makes no sense.
Exactly.
So everybody else, all the other coaches I talked to, I said, hey, did you guys know about the gala? They said, yeah. I said, did you bring a suit for it? And all of them had freaking like 3-piece suits with like kerchiefs and everything. I had sweatpants. I'm like, what the
dude, that's so messed up. Why? It's like you're the guy connected with the event organizers, and they're explicitly excluding you guys.
It's because we're both very professional, we're both very direct and very transparent. If they told us that they're going to throw a huge gala after the fight and it was going to cost a ton of money, we would have asked them, why are you doing this?
They were negative 500K before the event.
Dude, I just call it quits at that point, you know? Use some of that party money to pay for their charity at least. Have a somewhat clear conscience. Bro, I don't know if I was raised differently, but I feel like anyone would feel horrible if they like snubbed a charity like that. Bro, I feel
100%. 100%. How are you going to rob children with cancer
bad over
to have a party?
the tiniest shit. Like, dude, I buy chicken and rice at a certain food stall very often, right? And like the auntie there knows me and she gives me like a larger portion because I'm a regular. And she essentially just always wants to give me like a discount. And I just have to reject it every time because I'm like, damn, you're way too sweet. You're helping me out so much, you know, giving me this delicious food like every few days or whatever. And I always end up tipping a little bit more because I feel like good people with good hearts should be rewarded. And I don't know, man, it's crazy to think people like idubbbz and Anissa exist, just like straight personifications of evil, you know?
Unless you have a big following, she's not gonna give you a shout out. She'll just suck the blood out of you and go away.
Yeah.
So you think Anissa's the one calling the shots, though?
Oh, 100%.
I do, but it is also Ian that allows it to happen.
He enjoys it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
He enjoys it?
Feel sorry for Ian.
What is happening with them?
Yes, he enjoys it. We used to feel sorry for
Bro's not beating the cuck allegations.
him.
I did.
Yeah, we
All
both
the
did.
time.
We both did. Michael felt sorry for him up until CC2. After CC1, I cut that shit off because I was like, you know what? She's a fucking liar, and he's a liar, and he enjoys all the punishment that she gives him.
Yeah.
So let it be.
Dude, it's actually confirmed. idubbbz is an Omega level puck. Bro.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Do I love the idea of a strong-willed woman just making my day easier? At this point, I'm not even sure it is an allegation. Fair. Oh, fuck. I just threw my earbud. Oh, shit. You know, do I love the idea of a strong woman taking care of me and, like, you know, looking out for what's best for me? Absolutely. My girlfriend is incredibly strong-willed, and she looks out for me. But she doesn't, like, run my shit. Like, it's very much like we lean into each other, you know, which is how it's got to be. Like, you shouldn't have one person running your life. You should be the one running your life. I'm going to hit play and dive down under my desk and get my earbud. I hope nobody claps my fucking cheeks while I'm down there.
You can't make cinema this good. She actually likes dominating him, and he loves watching. Now they talk about how idubbbz wasn't even putting in effort for the boxing.
They were negative 500K before the event. So the reason we found this out was because I wanted Ian to start doing 2 training sessions a day. And I said, Ian, you need to start doing 2 a days. And he was like, why should I do 2 a days? And I told him, I was like, Ian, you're not good at boxing, man. My brand is at stake. So you need to do 2 a days. That's what pro boxers do. And then I told him, I said, my brand is on the line. I said, you can go back to YouTube. My whole life is fighting and coaching fighters. And I'm like, so if you don't have a good performance, that's going to look bad on me. After the first event, for the first event, he didn't do any of his cardio. So that's why I ended up gassing out so bad.
I mean, of course, idubbbz wouldn't care about someone else's reputation. He obviously only cares about himself. I think you owe it to your trainer to do your absolute best, especially for a big spectacle like this. Obviously, nobody expects you to win, but just attend the training sessions, give it your all, so it doesn't look like he's a shit trainer or something, you know? I think I know the problem. I think idubbbz was only 31 at this time. He obviously unlocked empathy at 32, guys, remember? Now, apparently, Anissa was ordering Ian around like a dog.
And afterwards, everybody's hanging out. And she walks up to Ian and she goes, you're hungry.
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry. So she tells Ian when he was hungry. We're like, what the hell?
Dude, what is this? Dude, idubbbz is like, what do you call Rick? Rick from Game of Thrones.
Oh no, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, never watched it, but I've seen clips of this guy. He just gets fucking obliterated down to nothing, right?
You know the guy who got tortured so bad he like lost any semblance of his humanity and like literally just forgot everything about himself and is just like a hollow husk of himself? Yeah, that's basically idubbbz. He also got his pee-pee cut off, which I guess figuratively happened to idubbbz here.
I'd lose it. I'd kill myself. If I lost my dick, I'd end it all.
Anyways, Anissa somehow...
So, you know, no amount of conspiracy theory will ever make me kill myself. Like, if I ever have information on the Clintons, like, I won't kill myself. If I lost my cock, I'd end it.
Made it about herself, said that her brand was at stake.
Well, he went and told Anissa that I told him my brand was at
She doesn't have a brand. Anissa does not have a brand. She has an OnlyFans.
stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad and she's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
Our brand. You don't have a brand. Ian has a brand, and you've done everything in your power to fucking ruin it.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
They were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like...
So those decisions, the gala decisions were made while in the red.
And then he says... We lost money, but I don't regret throwing the after party.
Dude, throwing parties when you're 500K in the red and not even regretting it, that is insane. And Anissa making it all about herself is the
You know what they should have done? They should have taken the 500K to the casino, right? Because then they could have had a mill. They could have just flipped it for a mill.
Surprising thing. But now we get to the juicy part. Apparently, Anissa was cheating on Ian. She was like crushing on another guy.
She was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then even if he would like,
wait, she's like fetishizing watching a guy beat the shit out of her husband. What the fuck, dude?
Beat Ian up, she'd be very into it. And then
I want to say that I want to say that before. So Anissa never gave shout outs to Michael training Ian at all. But she put out the first video of Ian like getting rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush.
Yeah.
Her
crush. Yeah, it was our friend Gabe.
She shared it.
Yeah.
And we have a clip too. You guys can show.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
There's no shot, bro.
Dude, I want to see the clip. Somebody please bring up the clip. When Ian and Anissa went to Hassan's house, she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. What the fuck? I don't know. Like, I have never been married, but do you ever take off your wedding ring? Is that a thing people do? I feel like you're supposed to wear it like all the fucking time.
Rushing on another guy who was actively beating up Ian, like punching his face in. Dude, I told you guys, he's the ultimate puck. He loves watching. He loves watching from the puck chair. And once again, I'm just saying.
Have you seen there's this TikTok where it's a guy just reviewing hotel cuck chairs. I guess he travels for work, especially when you're in another man's house, right? Not to make it like a patriarchy thing, right? Like, I don't believe in that shit, but like, if you are married, wait, my earbud just disconnected from my PC. What the fuck? Am I still connected?
And if something...
Yeah, I am. But like, if you're married and you are going out with your husband to the house of another person, maybe you should wear your wedding ring. Like, maybe if you guys are just chilling at home, you don't need to wear it all day. But I feel like if you're out, you know, it's a symbol of your bond.
Then comes out involving Hassan and Anissa. I'm just saying I called it. I want every person to come back to this channel and tell me that I called it if that ever gets leaked. But anyways, to be fair, this is he said, she said, so we don't know 100% unless some more proof comes out. But it's funny to think about. Anyways, we got even more lore. Apparently, Anissa is also a gold digger. Anissa allegedly had a pact with her mom to marry.
The OnlyFans girl is a gold digger? Who could have fucking called that one? That's so crazy.
Marry somebody rich and of the same religion.
Because you've already exposed her for being like the first person that Ian's ever been with, right?
Yes.
So in my opinion, what happened was she even told us, she used to always tell her mom, I'm going to be with a millionaire. And so we think that once she
used
kind
to
of got
tell her mom that she would be with a millionaire? How do you know
her
that?
mom told her that it had to be someone rich.
How did you know that?
Well, she told us.
She would tell us that.
It was, I remember exactly. It was when we were in Vegas going to the other podcast, and we were inside the Uber, and we were with Ian and Anissa, and Anissa said that like her mom only had 2 expectations.
Why do you have a Prime Gaming badge if you're not subbed to me, right? Is that how that works? I don't do a whole lot of the back end of this, but this seems like a little one of those.
For her to marry someone that was rich and also to be of her religion, right? And
bro, I got 2 at the same time. I got one on Kick as well. Hello, what's up, mate? I came across your channel. I love the content you streaming. It's so amazing. I can see you're into slots and casino, which can help you bring more depositors. Real followers and views. Contact me on Discord. Loco Yerbus. Can I yeah, we'll just do that. Holy smokes.
so she said that Anissa goes, well, I mean, I didn't get someone that was of my religion, but at least I got one part of it right. He's rich. And then she like laughed about it, and then he was in the car, and you could tell he was bothered by it.
I was bothered.
Who wouldn't be bothered by that?
Dude,
I'd be bothered by that. That's fucking disgusting behavior.
Your girl tells you she literally married you just for money. That is not a good relationship. She just admitted she's a gold digger. She doesn't even care about your personality, your values, or you as a person. She was using you as a checkbox. Like, oh, I need to marry a millionaire. I guess idubbbz will do. I mean, heck, he even lets me bang other dudes while he watches on the puck chair. What a deal. We got the
fucked. You know, wouldn't we all just like to marry rich? Maybe, right? Don't we all want exactly what we want with none of the effort it's going to take to get it? But holy fucking shit.
A 2-for-1 special. Then we have this crazy story about Kate here. Kate shares her tragic story about being a child bride and how Ian and Anissa ignored her when she asked them to help, and then came back later.
Oh, yeah, no, this is what I was talking about earlier. I didn't know it was about her being a child bride. Holy shit.
They needed help from her.
I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12, I was put into a child marriage from the time I was 12 until 23. Within my child marriage, I had 2 kids when I was 15 and 17. And this happened in America, okay? And and Ian and Anissa are well aware of my story because I've had them in my home. They've seen my kids and everything. I gave my public testimony to support the bill, and you know, I was on Seattle Times and television and everything. And I reached out to Ian and Anissa, and I asked them if they could help, you know, share the information, because it was really important to me that this bill passed. And they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Ian.
So I can't fathom specifically the situation he's been in, like he's in right now. What I can say is I have completely lost myself in a relationship before, you know, to the point where I don't recognize the person that I was at all. Like, I was doing fucked up stuff. I was not behaving in line with my values. And I feel like he's kind of in a similar boat right now. You know, of course, we'll never know for sure, right? Because I feel like he probably is in a place where he can't publicly speak about what he actually thinks. But I am hoping that one day he comes out of it and does say, like, what really is going on.
Anissa was texting me and Michael, and they were like...
They reached...
Yeah.
Yeah, they ignored us when we were, like, trying to...
Yeah, we won't help you with the child bride bill at all. By the way, we heard you were going to be on the H3 podcast. Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
Fight child marriage, but then when they found out...
Are they pro-child marriage?
They take a hard
stance. That's why it makes one. You begs the question.
Dude, this is some evil shit, man. Now I'm starting to understand where idubbbz got his empathy from. When you're married to someone as evil as Anissa, I mean, this is the result, man.
Anissa does seem fucking evil.
What an absolutely horrid person she is. Can you imagine getting left on red for something like that, and then later they have the audacity to message you on top of that, like ignoring your previous message about wanting help about this really pressing issue?
Just, hey, we have a chance to do something about, you know, a situation that deeply traumatized me where we can prevent it from happening to other people. Well, they didn't want to help us. I guess, you know, we're being invited on the H3 podcast. We can go talk to them. Hey, we heard you guys are going to be on the H3 podcast. Is everything okay? That, I'm glad you said that. The about the look in his eyes. I mean, I wonder if people have made this comparison. Please don't show anything NSFW. Please don't show anything NSFW. I don't know, man. Like, you see how he just looks like tired and empty, you know? And it's not like age did that to you. Age didn't do that to you explicitly. Because, like, if I pull up a clip of him in like an old content cop or doing something, you know, like here he looks like a crazy person. But if you go back to like an OG, there's like some light to the eyes, you know, there's just something there that's not there anymore.
My bad, didn't see that, but now I need your help. Just don't expose me on Ethan's stream, guys. No clout to be gained, that's why. Anyways,
No,
after this,
exactly.
Ethan actually donated 5k to them as compensation because idubbbz is obviously too cheap to pay them. It's the same amount that I was supposed to receive as bonus from Ian and Anissa, but never got. It's not right that he stiffed you guys. I mean,
Oh, so on top of everything, they didn't pay them what they were supposed to be paid? That's actually super fucked.
this is a great move by him. Now, apparently, it still gets worse. Anissa was getting her fake boobs removed during Ian's training arcs, preventing him from training as much.
Before he was supposed to start training for his fight camp, right? But then they didn't come and train, and then she decided that she was gonna have her tits removed, like during his fight camp.
Oh, that was the second one. That was
yeah. I said 60.
What? Why? I guess. What was she saying, that it was uncomfortable or something?
I mean, it probably hurt her back.
I mean,
Yeah.
she,
God's sake, what are you doing?
She told me that.
I do that in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, she always blames it on everybody. She blames it on her doctor. She told me personally that she wasn't too sure about it, and then her doctor told her to go too big, and now she's not happy, and she's gonna get it taken out. But it's like, out of
Can anything be her fault? Can anything be her actual fault?
all the times that you could have done it after CC1.
So you're
you choose to
saying
do it.
you're saying she did it during training camp?
Yes.
Dude, Anissa's got to be like this mini devil sent by some evil force to just ruin Ian's life.
Yeah, I mean, because he used to be...
Got to be like this mini...
You're going to hear me say used to be so many times, but like he used to be like one of the big hitters,
devil
you know, on the
sent by
platform.
some evil force to just ruin Ian's life in any way possible, bro. Wasn't there a story where idubbbz missed one of his like best friend's wedding, like Max Mofo's wedding, because Anissa wanted to get like tattoos? It's actually done, bro. Their reputation is never...
I think you're right. Didn't she take credit for all of them though? Didn't she say that all of the content cops were her idea? I thought she had said something about that in an interview.
Coming back after this.
We actually had asked Ian if he could help us open a gym, not even financially, because at the time we were okay. So we were like, hey, could you just help us out by like signing as a guarantor? And he had told us in no world could he ever help us.
He said that?
Literally.
He said it like in a mean way?
Yes.
In no world. He said, in no world could I help you.
Why would he respond like that?
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
but instead they responded with, in no world would we, or would we like help you guys.
Why
or
so
could we-"
mean? Why were they so mean?
And I believe that was Anissa texting, not Ian, because those are her words. She always uses the words, in no world.
Yeah,
That's her favorite word.
Interesting. So she's like texting people back from his phone, acting as him. That's actually super fucking crazy. I've had situations like this. Like if I go through an old email, I can pull these pictures up, but I had this like sneaking suspicion that an ex-girlfriend was going through my phone while I was sleeping and like blocking people and shit like that. So I put an app on my phone. This was in like 2016. I put an app on my phone that just took a picture through the front camera every time my phone was unlocked. So I ended up with like a lot of really shitty pictures of myself, but I ended up with like, it'd be like 2 or 3 a.m. I would get them emailed to me, and it would be pictures of her holding my phone, going through my shit, and never finding anything because I don't cheat. I'm not a cheater. I just don't condone it. So I know what it's like to have people go through your shit and like try to text people as you and like ruin relationships acting as you. It's just really sad to see it on this scale.
No world.
I mean, she wants to be like successful and she wants them to grow, and then she's doing everything in her power to prevent him from doing that.
Will Anissa's reputation ever be restored? In no world. You know, nobody's forcing you to help anyone, but at least don't be rude about it, right? I've been asked by a lot of people for help, but like, you can't always help everybody, of course, you know, I do get that, but you at least do them the decency of being respectful, being kind and courteous. Like, you only respond like this if you're a massive dickhead. Now, Ethan also responded to idubbbz's latest video on concern trolling.
I haven't watched that one yet. I saw that he uploaded it, and it's actually doing pretty okay, right?
Sanity, we got
No, we're not watching the Leafy is Here video yet. His video on concern trolling, I feel like, is about to hit 1 million. I don't know if I'm right on that. 7 million subscribers, and you can't monetize it for shit. All right, he's got about 500,000 in 10 days. When you are married doesn't pass the pussy whipping phase. Man, I don't know. I just don't know. Also, I want to say thanks for not linking, but like sending the More Pegasus video that we're watching right now. This is the kind of stuff I was looking for exactly when I wanted to start going down this rabbit hole. So this has been awesome.
He made a video concern trolling me, and then he put out a video talking about how he hates concern trolling. It's actually mind-blowing. I knew that people weren't going to stick around for him, like, because I know the audience he's courting, which is like these snarkers, right? They'll come for the bullshit and the hate, but they don't even like you to begin with. They're not going to watch your dumb content. This dude, Cameron F305, who made the content cop parody about Ian, and he got more views than Ian's new video. True. And this dude has, well, he has 51,000 subs now, which is really cool, but he had like 3,000 or something when he started.
Dude, this is the greatest fall-off of all time. I remember people were gloating like, oh my god, idubbbz got 7 million views, guys. He's so relevant. And I told you guys you can...
But he's not. He's not relevant. He had a flash in the pan because he did something that rode on the coattails of what he used to do. And what he used to do was super successful and big. But he didn't do it with the same heart. He didn't do it with the same style that people liked. So everybody watched it, but nobody liked it. And that's why the follow-up didn't do nearly as well.
You can go back to my video there. I said they were hate viewers, and this doesn't actually mean that he's that popular. You can just look at the dislike ratio or the comments 100%. And see that people were obviously not watching for idubbbz. And what do you know? I was right again. Give me a fucking medal. Thank you. Anyways, moving on to Hassan. He has responded to the flag clip of him supporting terrorists.
Overall, what my favorite flag? Yeah. Hezbollah. Look it up.
How does Hezbollah treat the LGBT plus community? Hassan Nasrallah.
And isn't
how does
terrorists?
He's talking about how much he likes
overall what
Hezbollah.
My favorite flag? Yeah, Hezbollah.
Isn't this guy gay? Isn't Austin gay?
Look it up.
How does Hezbollah treat the LGBT plus community? Hassan Nasrallah, head of Hezbollah, those who commit this act, even if they do it once, are to
be killed. Killed. And you're saying this on a podcast with a gay guy.
Look it up.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. It's actually...
Even Will is like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh, exactly.
He's doing
Even Will. Man, don't you...
And if I have to see another video of Hassan reacting to a clip of Asmongold reacting to a clip of Hassan, I'm gonna lose it. Because even now, like, some of the ways that I'm getting this is like Tectone and reacting to Asmongold, reacting to Hassan, reacting to Asmongold, reacting to Hassan. It's just a fucking chain. His best friend is gay and invited Hassan to Exalt Pride Month. Holy fuck, dude. I don't know if you saw the clips too of Hassan at the fucking LA riots, but he wasn't doing fucking anything, and he wasn't even anywhere near like where the front of it was. He's just there to be like, I did it, I'm here, just for the fucking clout. It's such a facade.
Dare bring up Will Neff in this conversation. Oh, I can't even watch this.
Can't watch it because it disputes things that you believe in. Get off of live stream fails. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my god, even Will. Wait, my haters are now in the fucking Patreon giving me money? Oh my lord. Brother, make your haters your waiters at the table of success. Eric Adams, Hassan Piker.
Yeah, just did not address supporting Hezbollah at all. Great response, man.
Welcome
No,
to
exactly.
family.
Completely ignored it.
As we go, shit has signed with butt.
Bro, are you okay? That was like the worst joke ever told. What the heck? You use like all your life force to force out that laugh, bro. My god. Genuinely feel horrible for Will. That makes zero sense. He's bragging about being a lol cow. Ah, yes, solid commentary. So many scoffing noises.
Okay, look, here's the thing, right? If I said that my favorite flag was the Confederate flag, or like, and I'm not even gonna bring into the Nazi flag, right? People would be losing their fucking minds. We would never fucking be in this place if you just don't support terrorists. Holy shit! Oh my god. It shouldn't be that hard. Really? It shouldn't have been that fucking hard.
It's actually...
I don't know how I feel about Asmongold, right? Like, I don't watch a ton of his stuff, but every take I hear from him is just like, why the fuck is this even a topic? Just don't support terrorism. Holy shit. He has a playlist of the Hassan and idubbbz saga. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is 40 videos? Holy fuck. idubbbz' wife somehow got worse. Yo. Shit. All right, let me jump back to the content cop. We'll do another chunk of this.
Didn't agree. And they still don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Your apology was pretty useless and dumb. And although he's made some slop, I think Moist Critical had a pretty good take on the apology, which I agree with. I'll link the video in the description as well.
Don't agree with it.
Oh, wait. Critical did a fucking idubbbz? Critical did a fucking idubbbz? Hold on. I don't want the content nuke. Charlie's video right here. Also, great description, right? Like the way that your description's built out is really structured.
Yesterday, idubbbz posted a YouTube video that's become extremely divisive. I haven't seen people this divided on a singular topic since the red and blue dress debate. The video he posted was basically an apology for the content he made in the past, apologizing for it being hurtful or damaging, and a whole myriad of other things that he wanted to come forward with, and talking about how he's changed as a person and thus his content will be changing. He goes over like insecurities of his past, and overall he just invites the audience into the back of the kitchen to see how the sausage is made and meet the chef. And for a lot of people, they didn't want to meet the chef. He's being very open and honest about his feelings on his older self and now his current mentality, how he feels better and healthier and doesn't like what he did in the past and didn't like who he used to be. So it's a whole apology video for all of that.
Right, and you're allowed to change, and maybe it was good to put out an apology, but the course correction is way too harsh.
He releases more feelings in this video than Pandora's box, and I kind of want to go over this whole situation because I have a lot of thoughts on the topic, not only as it pertains to idubbbz in particular, but just in the general creator space.
When did this come out? This is not his current setup. 2 fucking years ago? Oh, so this is in response to him talking about, like, gaining empathy and shit. How is this 2 years old?
There's a few things that I want to talk about here.
For a while, I felt like if I changed my content over time, that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value. But I'm starting to realize that that is a very weak and passive way to, you know, run my channel and live my life.
I'm sorry to immediately come in here with the Phoenix Wright objection, but I completely disagree with the sentiment that it's weak or passive to change your content and expect people to see that as a reflection of yourself.
I doubt that Ian responded to this, by the way. Even though it could have gained him a bunch of views, I doubt he did a response to this.
Pretty much the optimal way of handling any kind of situation in which you're not comfortable with either your audience or the content you've been making. By changing the content over time, you're changing the audience over time as well, obviously, right? The people that subscribed for your previous catalog of content might not stick around for the stuff you start creating when it goes in a different direction, and that's a totally fine thing. I don't think there's anything weak about just making different content and growing individually without having to come forward and share that growth with your audience. At the end of the day, your subscribers aren't your friends. You don't know them and they don't know you. That's the brass tacks of it. Sorry to blast the cold water in your face first thing in the morning. You don't owe them an explanation for why you're changing your content. You're welcome to tell them. I think that's totally within your right to do, but I really disagree that it's weak if you don't.
Yeah, no, there's no level of weakness to it. I mean, the content you make is what you make. You don't owe your viewers an apology. You owe people an apology for, like, saying racial slurs, right? Like, you shouldn't do that. But if you just kept doing what you were doing without the slurs, you would have been fine. I've said that so many times tonight.
Explain why you're changing your content. You can just make different stuff and go in that direction where you're happier without ever really needing to come forward and, like, really lecture on why.
I think I should have the balls to make an apology video and take accountability for the mistakes I've made. So that's what this video is.
Didn't this get rated by the guy who, like, rates apology videos? Being ironically racist can and will attract genuine racists. Making a 21-minute video about how this 10-minute apology was way too long and unnecessary is peak irony. Guess Charlie's experience on this platform really helps him see through bullshit. I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna continue with the critical video. I feel like it's 2 years old. I'd like to stick with the more current stuff, but he probably makes a lot of really decent points about, like, you don't need to do all of this to move on and make different content. You should just make different content and attract your audience that way.
And I don't really expect them to come to bat for me or anything if they don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect them to speak up, period, on any of it.
Show me the dog. I see him. I see him down here. Show me him.
Yeah.
If they don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect them to speak up, period, on any of it.
I appreciate that they don't.
Right here is the core of why I'm showing you this clip. He doesn't agree or doesn't care about what's happening to Ethan and Hila. Maybe he just disagrees with some take that Ethan has on the conflict, like that there should be a two-state solution or that Hamas terrorists should also be condemned as well as the Israeli government. I don't know. Maybe there's some behind-the-scenes shit we don't know about. Maybe he doesn't fuck with Ethan calling people out who encourage harassment against him and his family.
I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on. We want to stay out of the drama. We are friends with Denim. You did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way. No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs.
Even when we don't say something, they think we're saying something.
Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure.
Right, but so hold on. It's weak and pussy pilled became incapable to create that kind of content. I think that's kind of part of it. I've seen a lot of creators talk about how when you make the same type of thing for so long, you have to kind of step it up repeatedly to make it better, right? To keep your audience, you can't just make the same thing over and over again. However, he wasn't like losing an audience. I don't know. It's incredible how he sold his 10 years of friendship for some attention. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. A wanted deputy.
Come on out, Ian. Where you at, Jama?
Hey, Stingray. Turns out Detective Washburn is no good. We're looking for a police impersonator. This is Bernie Pegasus. Do you come? Stingray, do you come?
Do you come?
Fuck. Sir, have you seen this suspect? No. Let's calm down, son. It's just a drawing. That's good.
Hold on, I want to read it. Hold
Sir,
on.
have you seen this suspect? No.
Male Caucasian, 34 years of age. The male was observed doing Fortnite dances with two white something on Hassan Piker's stream.
Fuck.
Tell me that he's selling the whole thing. I know that you're selling the sticker. Oh, but you can't see the blurb? I want to see the blurb, dude. Show me that blurb.
Sir, have you seen this suspect? No. Let's calm down, son. It's just a drawing. That's good.
I'll be able to read it there. With two white females and one black man behind wanted suspect Hassan Piker. The suspect exhibited behavior typical of, let's say, vocalist grifters who profit off of genocide. The suspect was also engaging in police impersonation. The police report that the suspect left in the area shortly after his wife engaged in activities with Hassan Piker. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. This is beefy. Hold on. I really, really want to see the whole thing. I really want to see it so fucking badly.
Calm down, son. It's just a drawing.
While the other suspect watched, suspect was believed to have gone missing after last being under a something, Providence, Rhode Island, with a man only known to us as the Candyman. Suspect is known to something with others in the vicinity who have chosen a lifestyle targeted by Deputy Fields. Interesting.
That's good.
Watch him do a complete clear shot of it, and I've been pausing it for fucking nothing.
Has anybody seen this man?
Have you guys seen this man? Have you seen this man? Don't worry, it's just a drawing.
Don't worry, it's just a drawing.
Now, folks, there's a new sheriff in town. Now let's get down to why we're here. My lieutenant just informed me that there's police impersonation afoot, and I gotta bring him to justice. Ian recently uploaded a Chon Chen Top on H3. Remember my first point?
I'm sorry to everyone that I made content cop videos on. You did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way.
Yeah, Ian, you're a hypocrite. Hypocrisy.
So he just came out and made another one.
Aside, like his other more recent content, I like to talk about just how bad this video is. This isn't a content cop. His Cartnarks video, as bad as it was more of a content cop than this video. This is like an idubbbz complains. It's a shitty video about his personal feelings on H3. It's poorly edited, it makes horrible points, it's not funny, and again, it just feels soulless. But despite all of this, it's still his best performing video in 3 years.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hassan broadcast coming to you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope.
And just like that, the 1 minute and 30 seconds of hope that we had for this video is lost. The video immediately derails with this person's inclusion. Kevin. Okay, this video sucks. What are you doing? This is not it. No! Denims? No!
Dude, not the Five Nights at Freddy's react whenever Frogan comes on stream.
Denims? No! No! Mr. Beast!
Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan.
The dumb skit aside, this feels like more of a taunt than anything. I'm not sure how this is going to prevent harassment against your close friend, as you say you're so morally against.
We don't condone harassment.
No, they don't condone it. They just do it. Don't say no. See, I'm not commenting on her body, so I won't get banned. I also don't know any words big enough to comment on her body.
We don't condone harassment of any kind.
Is that too far? Is that too? I don't know. It'll take a while to reach your ears.
Cameron, we're all here to see you lampoon the skit, please.
This bit that idubbbz always did was one of my favorite fucking things. We would always talk like this. I had an ex where we would quote shit to each other like this all the time because we were both huge into idubbbz' shit at the time.
Cameron. There isn't much I can say regarding...
I don't need to sleep with any eyes open because I would feel the floor vibrating if she was coming. Also, she'd have to go upstairs to get to me.
The skit that hasn't already been said itself. I'm sure you want me to make fun of it further. Yeah, the Fortnite dance was retarded. Sorry,
I kind of fuck with the fact that retarded is back in 2025.
A token. This just isn't a funny sketch. And what
Oh, fuck. That took a minute to hit me. The token comment is crazy. Hold on. Yeah, the Fortnite dance is insane.
But look, that hasn't already been said itself. I'm sure you want me to make fun of it further. Yeah, the Fortnite dance was retarded. Sorry, a token. This just...
Calling him a fucking token black guy is insane.
This isn't a funny sketch. And what baffles me the most about this is that in the past, Ian has made impactful and funny sketches that improved the overall video. But this just...
Dude, the music video that he did with fucking PewDiePie? He did a video with PewDiePie and that guy who had his own controversy. I almost typed rice bum. The diss track.
We will act immediately. Calling all units. Shots fired. Shots fired in front of the Supreme.
Dude, I listened to this and I really enjoyed this. You know what? This has had better be free use. Is that what it's called? Free use, or am I just okay?
Bradley 261 in progress. Send all available.
Oh, the costume.
Units. Send in the backup. Send in the big gun. Send in the K9 unit. Send in the... Fuck.
I wanna be gay, cause you're fucked and I wanna savor it. But it's cool, after smashing you, I'll PayPal you 2K. Oh no, you getting mad and knocked the phone right out of my hand? That shit was fucking...
Yeah, this guy had his own controversy, I want to say. I don't know too much about it, but I feel like he went through his own shit.
Sir, you're a rapper who can't resolve shit with words? Talk like you eating some paste. Hey, is that your IQ or your age? Hey, say to your audience face. Hey, how Jacob's notorious tastes. Hey, look afraid, must have seen a ghost rider. Well, ditto, little bitch, but I'm not scared to show mine. Woo! You've been pretending ever since your little rice bowls descended. Let kids think you did it all when you weren't capable of making up playground insults. That's bad, but then I heard you tried to rap. I was more disappointed than when I found out Casey Neistat didn't have nice tats.
Oh no, before the fucking tattoos.
Boy, gotta flex.
You shouldn't rip on people's tattoos, idubbbz. You don't know what's coming for you.
Gotta flex, flex, flex. Because when you've got no personality, replace it with a Rolex. You really don't see your friends rolling their eyes, hoping to die? They're so tired of you throwing the price of what you buy in their face. No, 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 no. You think they're gonna say,
oh my god, you're such a legend. You make me so wet with your reckless spending. You've gained my respect and you're oh so funny. Please, take me to your mansion and fuck me.
You're fucking delusional, so try your best to remember. You're not a pimp, you're a borderline.
No, exactly. They are having a blast doing this. This is what collaborative content is supposed to look like. You know, regardless of what they're saying, it's just a group of dudes having a good time making shit that's entertaining. And that's what it should come down to.
Sex offender. This boy a flavor of the month. But which is it, huh? A whiny Vietnamese wannabe gangsta. It's salt and vinegar. You're like Kanye without the talent. Like Jackie Chan, but a little faggot. Like Soulja Boy, but actually, yeah, you're exactly like Soulja Boy.
So you don't want to look like a little bitch, but dude, you're gonna be crucified. How can you claim that shit when you're too scared to go in on PewDiePie?
And they brought in fucking PewDiePie.
Little hoe, little bitch, suck my 5.3-inch dick. Admit that you just got pounded. I'd say take the L if you could pronounce it. Get it? Because you're Asian? That's what you wanted, right? Hey, let's make fun of the Ashenbauer with his Ashenbauerish eyes. Jesus Christ, you're as predictable as a house tour. To call you surface level would be an insult to the ground floor. Whatever you promise to follow, you quit. You can't persist for shit, you narcissistic prick. Your audience is fickle, here's what I predict. Your channel's bound to crash down to rubble. Oh no. How the fuck can someone call gum not realize they're in a bubble? But let me guess, I'm irrelevant, right? Isn't that your excuse?
Like, you just, so like all the footage is great and it's well done, whatever. But if you look at the clips, it's just them hanging out. They went like mini golfing. They did fucking bumper cards. Like they were having a good time.
To explain your views because you're as basic as a one-block Rubik's Cube? You're an insecure, unoriginal little bitch, and that's that. So come to think of it, you're actually the dog filter on Snapchat.
Talk cash, money, and the views and the clicks, and yet you're always gonna be a little bitch.
Now I'm finished as planned. It was just 3 minutes, so it wasn't that bad, but I got one question to ask you, bro. Did it feel good, though?
Dude, and like every single part of it was a dig at Rice Gum. Such a fucking dig at Rice Gum that continued everything in the content cop that was said. So well done. You can tell his fucking heart was in it. I'm not saying it's good to rip on people or tear them down, but I am saying he didn't do anything that fucking bad in that video. It was good content. Compare that to the fucking wake up Ethan and doing a Fortnite dance.
Just falls flat.
If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like,
no.
Oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan.
No,
no, dude, you lost the. Did we both just say no, dude, at the same time? We're meant to be. I'll wait for you to DM me. We can go on a date.
Dumbass, it's you, and that fact has become very apparent over the past couple of years. Quite honestly, I should have known that the second you decided any of those tattoos that make you look like a reformed skinhead.
He looks like he walked in and said, "I want tattoos. Don't use any delineation in line thickness or shading. Do everything in the same art style. Matter of fact, do them all in one day." It looks like Adam Levine's tattoos. Yeah. Let me pull this up. This is going to be idubbbz in a few years. Look. No, I don't want to know what they mean. I just want to fucking do this. It looks like he walked in to a tattoo shop and said, "I want tattoos." Man. Like, I have some tattoos, and they're all pretty bad, right? I've done a number of them myself, but holy shit.
Looked good to you. Maybe it was the LASIK surgery that went a little too deep into your eyes and melted your brain. Maybe say.
No, it's got to be that the Illuminati replaced him. It's like Kanye. The Illuminati just fucking took him and cloned him and put his replacement back in.
Sam Hyde kicked you too hard.
Yeah, Anissa is an Illuminati plant.
Cameroon, please stop being a cyber belly.
I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Yeah, Hassan has the political know-how. The same guy who before this conflict couldn't even locate Yemen on a map.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope.
Hassan was
nope.
very
Bro, it's
well
down.
equipped.
Nope.
It's under Saudi Arabia.
Nope.
Got it. We stopped Vladimir Putin from invading Ukraine. Or maybe that was never gonna fucking happen, like I said!
What kind of humiliation ritual is this video? You fucking moron.
Nation says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
Was just eating the toppings, and the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
It's very clear to anyone with a functioning brain how this kind of editing could easily be used maliciously. And this type of malicious editing plagues this video. There's plenty of times in this video where cut context is intentionally left out. Ethan actually already responded to this edit directly, showing that he was making commentary on the conflict at the time, as you can see.
He is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel.
No, he's not. He's on numerous occasions called out the Israeli government and the IDF.
The Israel government is fucking barbaric, genocidal freaks.
He's not calling for any type of Israeli like supremacy. He's not calling out for that at all. I'm pretty sure the extent of his response to this has been innocent people on either side should not be getting killed. And I think that's about as extreme as his comments have gotten.
And I hate them.
I can't even begin to talk about how fucking bad faith it is not to mention that Hila's military service was mandatory. It's not like she was psyched to serve in the IDF.
They follow Hassan. Hassan is
right. You have to serve. Like in South Korea, you have to serve. They have mandatory military time.
Strictly a political streamer.
No, he isn't. Half of his streams are just him eating and watching Skibbity Toilet. Throughout most of this video, Ian's points fall very flat. There are many occasions.
My kid, I have a 5-year-old son, sang the Skibbity Toilet song to me the other day. I guess he learned it from kids at school because I've never even seen Skibbity Toilet. I don't let him watch YouTube. But he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, Dad." And I was like, "Yeah, buddy, what's going on?" He goes, "Skibbity dop dop," and he's like started jumping into it, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Next thing I know, we're at Walmart and he's like, "Dad, I want a Feastables." And I'm like, "Do you even know what that is?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's Mr. Beast candy." Nope. No, we are going back to books. You are reading nothing but books, no internet.
Where he shows clips of Ethan that have nothing to do with the point he's trying to make and make Ian look really stupid. For example,
so when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
I'm gonna eat this fat piece of chicken, so there won't be any commentary in a second.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
In what way is that propaganda? The river to the sea, that's the whole thing. It's extremely reasonable to understand why people rightfully believe that.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
In his past content cop videos, there was kind of this unspoken rule that Ian was kind of against criticizing people for things that they've taken accountability for. So the malicious...
Your 10-year-old nephew has an iPhone 16? Holy shit. I do too, but I'm 20. I forgot how fucking old I was. I'm 28. I turn 29 next week. Holy shit, I forgot how old I was. That is way too young to have a phone. I got my first phone at like 14, and I got it because I was spending a lot of time out after school. Like I was doing a lot of after school programs and like walking around a lot because that's what kids do. So my parents were like, if you're going to go out, you should at least be able to call us if something bad happens. Joke's on them. It was a flip phone. This was before smartphones, for those of you who are not old enough. I was using that shit to go on like 4chan way back when, you know, back in the day.
Use of this clip.
I'm not a 4chaner anymore.
Clip is pretty sour. Hila misspoke, apologized, then took a break from the podcast after clarifying. What's the problem?
He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims. And Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful fucking... And I'll say it and I'll double down on it. And people, oh no.
Bitch. Don't worry, Ethan, I got you. Ian pulled all of these clips out of context to make Ethan look like he was just attacking people without reason. Matt Lieb unprovokedly attacked Ethan Klein on his podcast, then platformed Bad Empanada. Frogan, as I said earlier, crashed out over Ethan silently unfollowing her on Twitter. And this last clip was a stream called My War on Snark, which was the second stream after the CPS incident. Ethan was calling out Denims for platforming Bad Empanada by showing and promoting his video where he falsely claims that Ethan and Hila's
house was covered in dog shit and that the children were walking around eating the dog shit, which led to a false CPS report that Ethan's family had to deal with. Wow, with that context, it seems...
My first phone was at 14.2 and I was using a Sagem. It had 2G and the only thing I had was 200 free calls and 200 free messages. WhatsApp didn't even exist. Absolutely. Yup. No, same boat. Like, oh man, you remember the one of these, dude. I didn't have this explicitly. I had like the much less cool alternative. So sick. So fucking sick. I would get one of these again if I could. If they made one of these, like as a smartphone, I would get it right now.
Perfectly reasonable why Ethan would be upset at these people. Before we continue, I want to make it perfectly clear that I do not believe that following someone on social media equals the endorsement of that person. I myself...
No, exactly. Sometimes you just want to see like how things are going.
Follow several people that I disagree with and or dislike. However, Ian seems to be trying to weaponize this argument into something that it is not.
Oh shit. I just looked at the time. I have to let my dog out. I just got to go let her outside. She'll just be a few minutes. So I'll be back in just a second.
In this part of the video, Ian is talking about his former editor, Froggy Tonic.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids.
Okay. I mean, the sound setting is right here. I should be able to hear
That
it.
she's like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and idubbbbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
This is like an issue I see with Raycons from time to time, where they like desync and then they fight each other for which one is the right one. So I'm just going to reconnect them real quick, and then we can just jump right back in.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that you were getting off. I hope you have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me for so long and for the video, Rex. That was super sweet.
Tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty.
For all we know, what do you mean we do know? Anissa was literally engaging with him throughout all of this, but besides that, you literally confirm it yourself.
I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that. You don't know what's on my feed. I'm not gonna retweet it or like it. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago, what the fuck is happening? Really mean shit.
This contradiction makes this entire point fall flat very quickly, and it's honestly pathetic how little effort went into making this video.
He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure.
A bunch of other shit? You barely scratched the surface. Oh, boo-hoo, he called someone the C word. What did he actually say?
We're so fucking back. We got the sub for 16 months. Didn't I just get your resub the other day? I guess it has been a month. It has been a month. Welcome to 16 months of subbing, dude.
Ian.
Who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place? If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before.
Baba Booey. What the hell happened to you, Ian? You went from well-researched videos to crediting snark subreddits to make your point. The cherry on top is the person who made this post apparently isn't even the same dude the snark is talking about. And this was found out less than an hour after this video's release.
Fucking the Gaza Strip.
You're like one of the OGs. I mean, you got the first badge. Oh, the founder badge. Sexy little founder badge. Dude, I've been going through the idubbbz rabbit hole for fucking 2 hours. We've been doing this dude's content cop on him. We did a couple, we went through the Rice Gum diss track. So good. But I've just been diving through it. I figure if I'm watching it on my own time, I might as well watch it on stream.
Whatever it might be, I'll talk about it, no matter how ignorant of the facts I am. That's one very important thing to keep in mind, guys. I'm not a researcher. I'm a dipshit.
Also, I think Ian has just ruined the word crash out for me. He calls Ethan's behavior crashing out on the stream where he talks about CPS getting called on his kids.
It's not crashing out if you're upset that somebody wrongly called CPS on you and got your kids and shit investigated. It's not crashing out if somebody's mailing you human skulls and sending death threats to your wife. It's just not.
Just like I'm not gonna throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
This is a point Ethan responded to in his latest video where he also reveals that 2 human skulls were sent to his house. If that's a crash out, it's a reasonable crash out.
I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional.
I don't entirely disagree with this point. Yeah, it's not cool to have an ultimatum, transactional type of relationship. However, wouldn't that make you a hypocrite, Ian? You give him a lot of ultimatums in this video.
It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. Maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship.
Aren't you kind of doing the same thing?
I thought the text
But you didn't do that. You dressed up and you went and you hung out with the guy who's currently his biggest op and you talked shit on him for how long was your H3 content cop? 30 minutes? No, that's the deputy. Content cop idubbbz. An hour? You went to like the biggest op he has and shit talked him for an hour with him and people who openly talk shit about him all the time. And now you're talking about it like he's for some reason fucking crazy.
Conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just my empathy meter.
We've got empathy. I don't know if H3 is necessarily the good guy. I don't know if there is a good guy in this scenario. I just think it comes down to, like, I don't know. He's kind of, like, Ian has kind of become a weird cuck who has stolen a bunch of money from this charity event and, like, flipped up on his friends. I don't know. Maybe his values have changed. Maybe it's just like a desperate attempt to keep Anissa happy. I did have a pretty banger tweet the other day. Let me, you know, I had a banger one. Let me go to my Twitter, my backup Twitter. idubbbz is gonna come out at the end of this like Nikocado Avocado did, and he's gonna be like, I'm always 10 steps ahead, and he's gonna drop a fucking slur-filled content cop on everybody involved, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
There's only maybe like
H3 covered in controversies too. There was the whole situation with, I think his name was like Jake Weddle and like Ethan Klein. They had a whole thing, but Hassan isn't good either. You know, nobody's good here. It's just a bunch of people shit talking. Oh shit, you're on my island? All right, let me hop over. Do this real quick. Check out my cute fucking outfit. I'm so happy with this look. We'll just stop in here real quick. Oh, my island, not my homestead. That's on me. I get them mixed up. I'm not used to having the island. I haven't done shit with it. I'm sure you can see that by just being there, that I haven't done anything to it. Oh, hey. Dude, the all-white fit is clean. Nice. All right. What should I give you? I'll give you some smoldering threads. Nice. I'll call that a win. Good business. Super expensive smoldering threads. All right, I'm jumping back into the YouTube though.
A quarter of the way filled up, and I essentially empathize with that.
Ah, yes. Ian, the moral arbiter of empathy. I'm glad you filled up your empathy meter a little bit more before making this fucking hit piece.
God, I need to fill my empathy meter so fucking hard right now.
McIntyre needs to just like disappear.
Drinking game, take a shot every time Ian says empathy.
The guy is a piece of shit, like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan.
They never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
Yo, is this person fucking retarded?
Yes.
This situation isn't near identical in any way. H3 and Trisha weren't close.
I'm gonna do a quick shout out here to my buddy Josh, the mod on this stream. for the best man shot glass that you gave me in Peru. I love you.
Or even friends at the time of this happening. They had no reason to publicly stand on anything, nor were they asked to. When they asked you to denounce the crazy shit your former
This one goes out to you, buddy.
editor was saying, you guys ignored them.
Because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good
how well
guys.
that pairs
And they're saying like,
with a
yeah,
Pop-Tart.
we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet. Unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves.
Not well.
What a fucking liar, dude.
But you guys weren't staying silent, dude.
You were not keeping to yourselves. No, exactly, dude. Exactly. I'm going to say exactly to 90% of the things that this guy says. This content cop has been magnificent.
A tweet joking about the situation. Anissa was out there in Frogan's chat after the whole Twitter incident, and then you went out to make a statement about it on your podcast. If you were trying to stay silent, you did a pretty fucking awful job.
Some people call it like a lol cow.
Come back. Come on, man. We'll be back.
I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half
Divine Liquid. This is Kraken Gold spiced rum. I've been chipping away at it today. We are drinking for a real one today. A quick aside from the YouTube, for those of us who don't know, quick little personal tidbit about me. Today is the 1-year anniversary of my best friend passing. So rather than be alone with my thoughts, I figured I would be alone with you guys, and I can't crash out if I'm live. So we're going to do a couple shots. I'm going to eat some fruit because I bought a bunch of fruit, and I'm going to keep my head up and hopefully get through this. That's what I use for Dark and Stormies. That shit slaps 100%. 100%. I mean, I'm drinking it straight, but I'll go hard on it.
half Irish.
That's awfully convenient. What, Anissa's half Lebanese? Well, it turns out she might not be, according to Yoko Ono.
Every fucking picture I see of Anissa Joma, she looks like a different person, but she also looks like one of the people from Wallace and Gromit. She looks like she's made of clay.
Herself. I'm actually like 50% Irish.
You shouldn't... 50%? You have 50% of your blood is Irish. You like... It's in percentages?
Myself in the shower. No, I've been peed on. 25% Italian, 8% Arab. Now, maybe let's give her the benefit of the doubt, despite the fact she constantly talks about her heritage. Let's say idubbbz is just being hyperbolic. It's still quite a stretch to add 42% of your heritage to something and call it half. Keemstar is more black than Anissa is Lebanese. Shout out to Nicholas Diorio.
For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the
Oh yes, the well-known fucking beaten down Irish in 2025. Sorry. I won't speak to the Irish, but I will speak to the well-known beaten down American Irish. Get a fucking job.
Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar.
While this is true, this feels like a weird and unnecessary oppression tug of war.
You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of the fucking Saturday Night Live bit. This will probably bring it up. Yeah, they did this where people talk about like, oh, I'm such and such percentage Irish. It's good. It's a good watch. It's about like I'm X percentage X. Just like, yeah, okay. Let me just suck your fucking dick about it. I was not born on a pool table. I was not. I know a guy who knows a guy. But I was not. I was born 6.5 weeks premature in a high-intensity NICU in Boston. So they dive into it, but it's just such a fucking thing where people want to feel culturally relevant. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, your heritage can be like from a certain place and like through a certain group of people, but if you've never lived in it and it doesn't affect you in any way, what are you doing? Like, don't claim it. Don't claim it if it's not fucking real, I guess.
And do I have
you know what? I'll take the modern quote. Like, be so for real right now.
to state the obvious here, that Ethan and Hila are both Jews. I know this is a deep cut, Ian. You may have never heard of this, but like, I think around 6 million Jews were genocided in this little obscure thing known as the Holocaust.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
I wonder what Anissa's take is on that.
That's a really hard question, and I think if people are being 100% honest, they'd give you a different answer than what you're expecting. As terrible as the Holocaust was, obviously it was horrendous, and how disgusting the doctor was that did the experiments on people, gay people, handicaps, twins. I think that's, and obviously they were obviously Jewish. Or they did it on Jewish people. They found a couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experiment.
Yeah, 6 million.
You caught us. We're not.
What's the proper Google here? How many Jew in Holocaust? Okay, so 5 million were non-Jewish. But there were 6 million Jewish victims of the Holocaust. I feel like if I dive too far into this, it's gonna try to come at me about like Holocaust deniers, so I'm just going to avoid that.
I'm gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
Ooh. Yeah, Ian? Oh. How long did it take you to come up with that one, buddy? It's very malicious the way that this is phrased, as if Ethan and Hila actually care about who Ian is following on Twitter. It's the people you guys claim to be friends with openly.
Spineless, I'm cowardly, because I am following someone on Twitter. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, where we are friends with Denims.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know,
in her chat,
yeah.
Which I'll show.
With
Denims is actually participating in this whole child protective service lie.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, where we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friend.
Right, but like, you can follow people without supporting them. I follow a ton of people I don't support. Because I like to watch things burn down. I like to watch the shit show.
Friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila, it's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Hila are good people.
H3 is clearly upset that Ian is admittedly friends with Denims. Denims openly promoted the idea that Ethan and Hila are bad parents and their kids are walking around in shit and eating shit and catching diseases. She then justified everything after CPS was called on H3 and is a terror-supporting rape denier who's yet to apologize for anything. Other than the CPS thing, which terror-supporting
what about rape denier? Denims denying sexual assault of... Oh, right. She's openly claiming that all of these people who are saying that they were sexually assaulted and raped in everything that went on didn't actually get sexually assaulted or raped. Just add that as a feather in her fucking cap, apparently.
Denier who's yet to apologize for anything. Other than the CPS thing, which was barely an apology and it was made after the content cop. So yes, Ian, I question...
Come on, Ian. Talk about empathy again. I want to take another shot.
Anyone who chooses to be friends with Denims or would openly call her a good person. You also gotta love this revisionist history, the same level of friendship.
I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend.
You guys were friends for nearly 9 years. You've called Ethan and Hila inspirations. You've met his family, and now he's just a light friend? By the end of this video, what are you gonna call him? An acquaintance? Another internet creator?
Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators.
Yes.
I don't know, I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking...
Yeah, it's Denims. Denims for all the shit she's talking about Tectone and saying that he actually did those horrible things he's accused of. It's not Ethan and Hila. Don't get me wrong. They're not fucking stainless here. Nobody is. But, you know... Ethan and Hila at least are in their bubble doing their thing. They're not saying that, you know, somebody did rape someone or somebody's a generational rapist. Denims has said horrible things.
Nasty to me than the other.
Oh, I get it now. So it's about you.
It's about
She's like,
you.
I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody, and you know, blah blah blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty. Well, then, you should have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? Does that sound...
I miss the fucking accent. I miss the accent when he would talk about, like, you know, I am just such a little boy. I miss when he would do that shit. So fucking funny. Bring that back, Ian, and then maybe you'll get some of your following back.
Sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
You guys literally called Froggy Tonic a nobody. Yeah, I'd assume you'd have no problem denouncing him either if that's actually how you feel.
Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure.
Ah, holy shit, dude. That's all you had
I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear me chomping into this fucking moist, delicious little fucking nectarine.
Say, dude. Instead, you're wasting time, money, and a close friendship on a hit piece so you don't piss off your new friends. You look extremely pathetic, Ian.
Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach.
Oh, excuse me. I was just talking to the Silence Through Witchcraft. I didn't hear anything about you wanting to pause the relationship, though. What I heard was that you let Hassan fuck your girlfriend while you watched. Not sure. Maybe I'm getting a bad read. Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
I would have been perfectly fine.
You might want to watch your hand movements there, buddy. You keep doing it, dude. You need to stop. You're getting really close with that hand movement. Don't flip your arm over, man.
And I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually
thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about, this aggression.
No, Ian, go fuck yourself is right. They're right. You do agree. You've made that very clear. That's why they're saying that. That's their decision. Also, what do you mean aggression? Look at you.
No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping.
In terms of these fair weather friends who are, you know, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say.
Throughout this video, Ian strictly avoids the core reason as to why Ethan is acting the way he is in these clips. This one piece of context would likely nullify a majority of this video. The episode Ian is
Holy fuck, that was a good nectarine. I had to chomp that shit down so fast. That was so good.
only clips from is titled "Snark Called Child Protective Services on Us." No shit, he's pissed.
This is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are.
Oh, I'm glad Ian's the king of podcasts. He knows what's horrible. He knows what an emotional dumping ground is. And he clearly knows not to do that in podcasts, right? Would you guys like to hear the sweetest bit of hypocrisy?
Explaining to the people why we started this podcast. For me, that's one of the reasons, is it's like, oh.
Not for nothing, Ian, my mullet went harder than yours.
I just need to sometimes dump a little bit, and just being like, all right, I'll dump, I think is that's like a satisfying thing for me.
So your podcast is an emotional dumping ground, but when Ethan does it and you don't like what he's dumping about, it's bad.
I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever.
You know what? This could have been a valid point, but I gotta say, it was an interesting choice to shave your head before this video. Also, the pose with the swastika, the swastika sword, I don't know, man. That was an interesting choice there, Ian. Sometimes I wonder if you still got it in you.
If you still have that dog in you.
Cameroon, you ignorant sloat. That sword is obviously from
Yes! I'm gonna yell yes every fucking time this guy does an old idubbbz thing that I really enjoyed. I can't wait for his next content cop, because he says he's gonna make more.
I don't even know who that guy is.
That's Isaac from Bleach.
Oh, I don't watch Bleach.
This one's sicker. Wait.
You don't watch Bleach, but you bought the swastika sword? That's actually crazy.
That's a little sus.
immediately goes for the swastika one. Got it.
Maybe you haven't changed so much after all.
Me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying, fuck you, you guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad people, but you're being bad. You're behaving poorly.
Oh, okay, I get it. I'm glad you stood up for the massive political streamer and his lackeys instead of your friend who was being harassed and threatened. What the fuck even is this shit, dude? You're being bad. Bad boy! You're being a bad boy. Who the fuck?
Being quite a naughty boy.
Fuck are you?
I'm not your fucking dad.
You sure try to act like one.
I was morally grandstanding.
True!
Bring it back to Hassan just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like, I was thinking about going to Gaza until I found out it's dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
It's been performed exquisitely. Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one.
What? Who criticizes? Ian, can I get your definition of harassment? Is criticism now harassment? You sound like... Oh. Never mind, my head hurts.
She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our kid.
I'll show that, yeah.
Getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'll accept this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming.
I don't even know the point Ian is trying to make here. Are you trying to say that Ethan pioneered live drama content? Maybe? Are you trying to say that Ethan pioneered live politics coverage?
Yeah, no, so that's the thing, right? He made his content cop on H3, which is like an hour long. His content cop on H3, an hour long, 30-minute content deputy on him. And the first, like, 58 minutes are him shitting on Ethan. Like, positively shitting on him. Trying to make points, morally grandstanding, and fucking concern trolling, which is what his newest video is about. And then in the last few minutes, they're like, oh, but we just want to see you get better. We just want to help you, Ethan. But it's not at all what the video is. You know, if you ask me, they probably needed money after losing so much money on Creator Clash. And I bet Anissa was like, we'll make a content cop on H3. That's going to be the biggest one. And she's had beef with fucking Ethan and Hila for a while. Because he hasn't broken a true 1 million views in a long, long time. Like, I feel like a good number of these are nostalgia views where people were, like, watching his shit hoping it would get better, but it never did. And then, when did it stop? Like, when did... Here, his satisfying fidget toy. And then he just, like, dove into bullshit that nobody really fucked with. Maybe he fucked with it, but it doesn't feel the same, right? Like, if you look at this guy back here, having fun, collaborating with people. Is that Michael Reeves? I didn't know he did a video with Michael Reeves. That's actually cool. But he's just become something that I don't recognize and I don't like.
I don't think so. Are you criticizing Ethan for doing reaction streams? I hope.
Also, they lost like $500,000 on Creator Clash, and Ian still took I think it was 34% of the profits for himself.
Not. Regardless, I'm not getting the Denims comparison because name me one time where Ethan promoted the harassment and misinformation against someone's family. But enough yapping, let's find out what he's talking about.
Which is watching people shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it.
Ian, you do realize that reaction streams and videos long predated the H3 podcast?
I make is so good, and it's not going away, right? It's just not. And you do a good number of it. To an extent, your content cops are reactions.
Should know this more than most. Ian should also know well that not all reaction content is created equally. Sitting there while eating and not adding commentary, or while your brain is malfunctioning in the case of Denims, or having your chew is not a reaction. It's content theft. And you should know that adding commentary to a video that you're watching and transforming it into your own thing is something very different. A reaction streamer can criticize another reaction streamer who's stealing content, just like a commentary YouTuber can criticize another commentary YouTuber for making making bad content.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
They're actually good people, like that's gonna get you shit. That kind of says.
Why does it feel like my internet's cutting out? What is happening? My bitrate's pretty stable. What the fuck is going on?
It all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever the prompt is. No one would care.
Don't be naive.
Yeah,
you know
shit
you
just
would
cut
have
out.
gotten shit, Ian. Also,
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna try to let this stabilize because my bitrate just fucking dropped through the fucking floor. Am I still active? It looks like it. I'll keep going as long as I'm active, I guess. There was a network error? Oh no. It looks like I'm still active. No. No fucking shot am I offline. I am still online. What the fuck? Oh, I'm about to be so pissed. I am about to be so pissed. Okay. Can somebody say something in the chat if I'm still fucking live? Because I feel like I'm not, but I also am. It says I have no viewers. It says I've only been live for fucking 12 seconds. What the fuck happened? Yeah, it says you're still here. It looks like I disconnected from Twitch briefly. It was bugging a bit, but you are here. Heard that. I don't have anything like background running either. Like my my AI is temporarily off. Jeez, that looks great. Holy fuck, bro. All right, it looks like my bitrate stabilized, so I'm gonna jump back in.
Principles.
No fucking shot, dude. No, I don't think Ethan wanted to talk to you about your principles. I think he's got bigger fish to fry right now. Fucking Muppet. Ian then goes on this retarded tangent about friends to the whole follower equals endorsement narrative, so I'll spare repeating myself.
Cheers, North, through the world, there's no
Now let's talk about the button. Ethan got this button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with
I think that's
Cinderella.
perfectly
He was not
understandable.
able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Now, for whatever reason, Anissa's husband brings up the button. He goes on this concern trolling.
That's another thing. Throughout this whole thing, he refers to him as Anissa's husband, which I just think is pretty fucking funny.
Rant about how Ethan refuses to change the behavior and instead uses the button after he did a goof plus a spoof plus a gaff plus a riot while watching a video of QT Cinderella crying.
I also see the dynamic.
I'm sorry, don't mind me.
It's just really
So look at women who are not benefiting off of being seen.
Now, if you did a tiny bit of research, it's in the same video. You would have known that the button had already been ordered at the time of this incident, so this wasn't some turning point. Ian quickly nullifies this point of the segment by saying,
I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show a little bit more.
Yeah, every network television station has a button. I stream a lot. I wish I had a button. I think everyone could use a kill switch. Ian is making a non-argument. He barely streams, and he is making this point during an edited video. You know what? I think I know a guy who could probably use that button.
You fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig dog. You would kill Rick Scott. America deserved 9/11, dude.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry.
Let's talk about the crew.
I love a good compilation of Hassan saying hateful shit. I do.
I think the crew has been put in the worst working environment that you possibly can be
for a fucking podcast. Every crew member has it bad.
I think this part of the video, and frankly any part of the video that mentions the podcast, is malicious. And I know you don't have the best business track record, and that happens, but I don't think you have the place to be talking about Ethan's successful podcast. It outperforms your podcast.
I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
It's very clear to me that Ian is insecure about the success of his podcast, and it's not unsuccessful because he talks about niche subjects or whatever. It's because it's boring and oftentimes laughably bad.
I think for me, when I really started to be like, I really don't want to be a part of this, was, I hate bringing it up, but Etika. The Etika stuff was so hard for me. Like, that was somebody who clearly was experiencing a mental health issue. And this is my attitude, like, full stop on this period. The last thing somebody who's going through something like that needs is more eyes on it. We were in it, and at the time, when we were in it and we wanted...
She's referring to us kind of going through a fucking hard time on the internet, being harassed, videos made about us, people weighing in.
People still make videos about us.
And on the stupid crew point, there's been very few people to actually leave H3's crew. Only one is left on bad terms. Hell, Dan's been there for like 7 years, if not more. If the environment was so